me mute that.
Yeah, let's give a little time for people to come in. What's up,
Yeah, y'all get
everybody?
to chopping it up. I'm just sharing the stream real quick with Team Hollywood.
Gotcha.
They trying to watch.
Shouts to new follows.
It's Crescent Esports,
Thanks,
one
guys.
word, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Boom. Bang, bang, bang. Yeah, that's how you find it. Oh man, so how y'all day been, man? Y'all ain't fathers, but I mean, what you did? What you do?
How you know I'm not a father?
Hey, look, I said that to the boys earlier. Y'all, it's not Happy Father's Day for you because you just don't know about the babies that's out there. It's all good though.
My day was straight, dog. My day was straight. It got a little rocky because I was helping my brother. I talked to you earlier about this. Helping him with some landscape and stuff, and he hit a Detroit pothole so tough, dog. And it popped the damn rim off that boy, and we was just stuck waiting on AAA to come by. It was like
that sounds like New Orleans.
It was like 5 o'clock, and I was like, as soon as we can get to you, it's like 7:50. It was like,
Jesus.
Damn. And we in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like we deep in it. So I was like, we're gonna have to wait it out. So they end up coming, and that was like majority of my day, right there, just
damn
in the hood with a tire.
Today was actually pretty dope. I mean, me, DJ, and Double Trigger went and ate at a restaurant together today. I was like, dude, that's the first time I feel like I've hung out with anybody or actually went and ate somewhere.
It's been months
since the whole pandemic started.
Okay, that sounds good.
Detroit potholes different, huh? Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
What about you, DJ? What you get into?
Like I said, we went out to eat. We went to sushi spot. It was pretty good. It was cool, like eating out for the first time in like forever. Called up my pops. Said Happy Father's Day. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I woke up, went to my dad's, cooked him a steak and shit earlier in the day.
What's up?
Just nice, normal day. Felt like things are going back to normal, kinda, in a sense. I don't want to be ignorant about it because that's what's gonna cause phase 2 of the pandemic. So
we already in phase 2.
I feel like it's coming or it's already here.
I don't mean phase 2 is like states opening up phase 2. I mean like phase 2 of like a whole nother fucking round of this happening again.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's what the states opening back up. That's phase 2. Is rolling back in because people try to open back up.
Listen, I'm fine with that because I'm saving so much money. Like, social distance is something I've been doing anyway. Like, this ain't that new to me. People going crazy.
You're one of them. Yeah, it's like I've been this. Yeah,
it's not even that big of a deal. I'm chilling. I'm gaming. You know what I'm saying? So,
facts.
I don't even care. My bank account looking crazy right now.
Oh, we lost Curtis. Oh,
thank God.
What the heck just happened?
Gosh, man. You know what I'm saying? You broke the camera.
Hey, that segues right into KI.
Look, man,
hey, that's a game you can actually. KI is a game you can actually play online, right? So it's like y'all are chilling.
Oh, absolutely.
What's it like having good net code?
Oh man,
what's it like having good net code?
You should try it. I don't
know nothing about that,
and it's like literally right next to this guy. That's how good the connection is.
Damn. That's why
I was playing people in the same city.
I played this one indie fighting game, but it's like called Punch Planet. It's pretty fun. And we played against a guy in like England, and it was like our connection was great. I was like, what? What is this, dude?
This dude says
that's how $2.99 that shit is built on.
From Wish.
He said what?
That $2.99 webcam from Wish.
Dang, roasted.
Oh my God, from Wish?
It's called a cheap ass phone. Get it right.
Oh my God, my man's got the goddamn Razor.
Oh man, not even the new version.
Just a Razor.
Oh,
got the Sidekick, dude.
Motorola.
I think we might be able to start rolling into it now.
Yeah, checking it, but fucking Texas opened back up, and people they kept popping up with cases. And everybody you got them conspiracy boys out here talking about something. It's just bullshit. They inflating the numbers. Damn, 2 people from my fucking job are out right now because they got the Ronies. As soon as we reopened, they went out there.
The Ronies.
The Ronies. They're toast.
The Ronies. Yeah, you know what? They was trying to do that because I was working for GM, and I think Ford, they rehired like a handful of people or something like that, and then all of them, like I think like the handful of people all got the Ronies. You know what I'm saying? And then GM was like, yeah, we're gonna issue out people to come back to work and blase. And I'm like, nah, I'm straight. And then they try to rehire me with like $2 like less. I'm like, nah, I'm straight. So
fuck that. Unemployment makes way more money.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saving so much money right now. Not even doing like a 9 to 5, man. Fuck that 9 to 5 shit. That shit for the birds. You know?
Let's see. 6 minutes in. So we gotta go ahead and get started. So this is episode 3 of the Croissant cast, featuring a legend. Losing Curtis again, wasn't there? Best player in the game. We got Hollywood Sleep. I'm Dylan is Killing. I'm joined by my co-host
Zipmaster Flex, baby.
What's up? It's DJ Malady. Good to see y'all today.
Wait. Can we hold on real quick?
What's up?
Malady? That's how you say it this whole time?
Malady. You didn't know Zip? Oh my god. What have you been calling me?
As always, it's been your boy Zipmaster Flex. I'm out of here.
Alright. Wow. You just been calling me DJ this whole time to avoid it?
Nah, I've been calling you DJ Malady.
Malady.
You can call me that. That's fine. Bro. It is. Yeah, it's supposed to be Malady, but Malady
I
is fine.
refuse to say Malady.
Yeah, y'all can.
That's crazy.
I think I've known Dylan since 2014.
It's a whack name. I'm not gonna lie, but it's one that I have to.
I was 100% convinced for like the first 3 or 4 years that I knew DJ that he actually wanted it to be my lady. Like I had no idea. I think it was like 2018 where I finally found out. I was like, whoa! It actually is Malady. I had no idea. Like I legit thought it was my lady.
Yeah, there's a tweet running around recently that was like. There's a tweet running around recently that was like every fighting game name is just like some random word and then like a fighting game character or something put together. Mine was definitely like a random word that I thought was cool.
That's sick.
That's funny as hell.
Yeah.
My lady.
I mean, I used
like Gears players would just choose a random ass word and that's their name. You ever like look at like really nice Gears players? Nah, bro, like Gears explosives, fucking attentions, fucking oppressions. That's what their names are if they think they're nice.
The oppressions.
CD, Rushies. I mean, Call of Duty's the same way. You got like some of the top players: Formal, Karma, Scump, Clayster, Crim6.
Oh shit!
The fuck is Scump? The fuck is that,
bro? We can ask. We can find out.
That's crazy.
So I see we got another dad in the chat, Sleepy. Happy Father's Day, Sleepy. I know you threw shade at me with the cake with the 6 kids, but we all know you got 11. So happy Father's Day, brother. I hope you having a great day. You and nephew out there. Happy Father's Day to Curtis. You know, it might be a happy Father's Day to a lot of y'all. Y'all might not know as y'all fathers. I mean, it is what it is. So
it's still my mind.
Definitely did. That's crazy.
I wanted to see if you were actually going to catch on to it. So with the resurgence at KI, you know, how do y'all feel about the renewed interest that's coming into KI and everything, like the, you know, rising back up?
Sleep, you take that one, because I'm going to have to talk some shit if I talk about it.
I mean, you can talk
I think it's really cool that it's coming back, and I feel like the game should have been like promoted. Like I feel like it's such a great game, and it's sad that it was an Xbox exclusive. But not only that it was an Xbox exclusive would like hurt the game, it was really poorly promoted, and like it wasn't really no commercials about it. And I think it just really gets its shine now because of this pandemic, and people don't got nothing to do, so they're like, you know, let's try this KI, and people see how ridiculous this game is, but it's like, damn, it's so late now in the game, and you might as well go ahead and drop another one. You know what I mean? But the game is great. I love the energy that the game is getting, and I love that it's at Evo, and it's just a magical time for Killer Instinct right now.
Are you going to be competing at Evo Online?
You know what? That is a great question. I don't know yet. Like
I figured you would have automatically decided that.
You know what? I was, but it's a lot of things going on in my life right now. Like I said, I just bought a house. I'm dealing with a lot of adult things that I need to take care of, and I'm gonna try to fit my schedule in. But you know, Hollywood don't wait for nobody for real. So I just have to take that dub.
You got to get that 2-time Evo championship.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard though, for real. Like I don't really need to train that hard. These guys is like not really that good for real. So I remember,
damn, the whole scene just got.
I was talking mad shit because I was like, dude, I don't even play this game for real like that. And I was telling like, I don't know if I'm gonna win. And then I was telling myself like, these kids really bad. So let me just hit the lab about a cool 30 to 60 minutes in the back. I was labbing with Valarax, I think. And I was like, okay, I remember how to play this game now. And then, you know what happened? I bust their ass real bad.
What tournament was that?
And people can vouch. This is the World Cup 2017. And there's an interview.
You know, when I became the world champion.
Damn, bro.
I just walked in and was like, yo, help me real quick. Let me lab. I need to lab real quick. I forgot. But it's fine. These kids are, oh my God.
Yeah, I had to just had to knock the rust off a little bit. And it was so free. Anyways, next question.
So
no, check me out, bro. Check me out. Yo, with the World Cup thing, bro, I tell this all the time, bro, because it shows the funniest shit out. So I'm sitting out in the crowd, and the top 8 for World Cup's coming up. And before the top 32 kicked off, they all got these interviews recorded, right? And so they were waiting to see who got top 8. And then they played all the recordings up on the screen, and it's going crazy. The Killer Instinct thing's going behind it. Anyway, they're doing everybody's interviews, running it, and they're all being heartfelt. Yeah, man, I really put my heart and soul into this game. I really love this. It's some stiff competition. I just want to come out here and blah, 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 right? And mind you, Dayton, if I'm not mistaken, shout out to Dayton, the handicap Killer Instinct player. He's ridiculous. He goes before sleep, and everyone feels his story, right? You know, like he's so amazing at this, and you would awesome. Generally look and be like, how can he do this, right? He gives a very heartfelt speech about why he's happy to be in top 8 and be in the World Cup in general. Sleep comes up next. They're like, Hollywood's F3 Sleep. And then he goes, all right, y'all, quit playing. Y'all already know I'm the best.
Pretty much.
And that was pretty much it. That was it. He's like, I'm here to win, da 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 da. I was like, bro, what?
I said, yeah, I didn't come here to play no games.
That's what it was?
Yeah, I didn't come here to play no games.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
thank you for the bets, SC.
That's
one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, we got like the tears are starting to come out from the other competitors, pouring their heart out and just talking about how they got there, and like you're just like, come on now.
Who do you feel is your biggest amazing. Competition?
In what game?
In KI.
Oh, I thought that was a trick question.
I mean, from like what I've spectated, I've never actually I played around with it, but like no, I've watched a good bit of it though. But like if I had to guess, I would think that some of your biggest competition would be like Nikki.
You look to the side like, who?
That's crazy. Listen, before y'all get on that one right there. Y'all ever play like y'all know it's modes in like different modes? You got single player, arcade version.
Yeah.
And you got this mode called the shadow version, like that. And you keep playing the shadow, then the shadow start to adapt and kind of like you adapts your style. To answer that question, my shadow, and he was like Nicholas. He was the top player I ever fought in Killer Instinct. Myself.
Oh,
that's crazy.
god.
Holy shit,
Oh
bro.
my god.
Like my shadow.
At the whole Killer Instinct scene, oh my god. Wait, that is a real thing though in KI, right? Like, is that a thing in KI? That's a thing in KI where it's like it takes like how you play online, and it's like an AI thing. Okay, it actually like takes
it's like an AI that like just like kind of just copies how you play and
that's
how
really
you break
interesting.
and your little tidbits.
So
but, like,
now we know who's gonna compete in Evo Online. Is the Shadow
Sleep. Yeah.
You're just gonna send your
AI. It's
AI
gonna be like HW Sleep. It's gonna be F3 Sleep because that was in the past when they was recorded. So F3 Sleep gonna join in and he gonna probably win Evo. And I'm gonna be like working on my house somewhere.
Oh shit, bro.
You're gonna get the notification on your phone? Oh snap. Oh my god.
But I want to go back a little bit. So Nikki is amazing player. I don't want to throw any shade at him. He's a great player, but he's just not me, you know. But he is amazing, and he has definitely earned his place in, the Killer Instinct rank of top players, and I give him that.
You're just saying like there is the group of top players,
yeah.
But here's the rest of the group of top players, but here's you.
Yeah. I'm like,
okay, I see that.
When you can't see me, you can't see me. That's where I'm at. Where you can't see my hand at.
I love it, dude. I fucking absolutely love it.
Yeah, so, it's facts, though. It's facts. Like I'm
my man is wilding, bro.
I'm speaking facts.
So do you still play for Flipside?
That's a tricky question.
Is
come
it
back
though?
to that one.
Okay,
for sure.
I'll rock with that.
Yeah, I don't have a strong answer for that.
Oh shit. Because I mean, you had been with Flipside for like what, 5 years?
Yeah, I Flipside 2015.
So, how did you get picked up by Flipside? Like, what got you that?
So it's actually a multiple different things. One of the things was that comeback at 2015 my Conraw versus my guy Saberwolf. They seen that and everybody went wild. You know what I'm saying? And then that was the time where they picked up Alucard and Adonis at Evo that year. They picked them up, and they didn't know that Adonis and Alucard knew who I was, and we was from the same city and the same background and everything. So we kind of just linked up that way. And Alucard and Adonis put me on with F3 with the managers of that, and that's kind of how it went down. As far as me linking up with F3, it was a great experience. It's still family too. At the end of the day, because I technically haven't left F3. That's really what it comes down to. Still mad family. F3 actually hosts all my trophies. Like I don't have no trophies at my house.
Is there a reason for that?
Really? I did not know that.
Huh.
Yeah, there is a reason for that, but I'd rather not explain that reason.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
So, but coincidentally, like without even realizing that, F3 basically made themselves a Michigan-based organization, housing all Michigan players. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. They have Michigan fighting game players. They in Counter-Strike and Rocket League and all that. They are, in different countries.
Okay.
Yeah, a pretty big Rocket League team and a Counter-Strike team. I think like at one time it was like top. Don't quote me. It's like top 10, something like that. It's pretty big though.
So granted that, KI is making its return right now, it's getting big. One of the reasons is, when everybody's stuck playing at home, if you have to play at home, why not play a game with a good netcode? But on top of that, it did go through like its downside where Killer Instinct kind of like disappeared, went underground for a little bit. What is it that kept you, like this is for you too, Curtis, what is it that kept y'all into KI? And like, what is it that KI brings to the table that no other fighting game has that makes you so loyal to the game?
For me, the thing that would have kept me around, because in general, I wasn't playing. I mean, the same for Sleep. Like, we weren't really playing. We was playing other fighting games. Other games were coming out. We was getting into Soul Calibur. Well, he wasn't. He hates Soul Calibur. But I got into Soul Calibur. Injustice. That game fire as shit. Anyway, it doesn't matter. A bunch of different games, but I would say the main thing for me that kept me involved with Killer Instinct is I love watching it. I love watching all fighting games. I don't even have to play a game to watch it. I just like to see the details that make somebody better than another player. Just the little pieces that make somebody win a match. And I think KI, out of a lot of fighting games, has more pieces upon pieces upon pieces, layers upon layers than other games. And so you can just watch this inner chess match go on at high-paced speeds. And that right there can never die. If people just give KI the chance and try to understand what's going on, bro, always, you could just be a spectator. It just bring numbers to the game. Don't even play it. It's just amazing to watch.
Yeah, I agree on that. And I want to add on to what Curtis saying. Killer Instinct became like, I don't know, like Killer Instinct with far as like Zip, and we have like this Hollywood group I was telling you about. We got Zip, we got Mac Main, we got Z Train, Tate. Just so many. I'm not gonna name everybody, but we have a group of people, and it's kind of like we family. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've known these guys for like some of these guys for like over 5 years. You know, and it's crazy how one game brought us all together. So we sometimes just come back to Killer Instinct because it's kind of like nostalgic. Like, it's real nostalgic for us, and that's kind of like how we really came together as a family and as a team, a group. So, I mean, that's really my input on that. Like, that's what kept me playing the game. It's just my friends, really, and actually my family. You know, because Zip is like family to me, like on God. So that's my input on that.
I rock with that.
I think a lot of people have that like first game that brought them into the scene that'll always have a special place.
Yeah, Marvel 3.
Just look back on.
It was my first game that got me in the scene. I was like, that was my juice. Like, oh my God. They used to call me Money Match Sleep in Michigan.
Yo,
I put that on everything.
Who'd you play in Marvel?
I played Cap, Iron Man, Doom. That was my team. Charging Star.
Nah, you got to shoot the cannon, bro.
Look.
Here comes the moon.
In vanilla of MVC3, I was kind of ridiculous. I was really, really ridiculous in that game. And I think, like, I went to my first local. This is when I met Footwork. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Footwork.
Oh, yeah.
But I met Footwork, and I met Adonis and Alucard. And my very first local playing MVC3, I think I played second, and I had to fight Footwork. Ended up beating Footwork. Then I remember, like, because this was the corn, like, they was just wild. It's like, you fucking bum! I can't believe I lost this bum! And blah, 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 blah. Who is this guy wearing these fake Cartiers and no. By the way, Cartiers is like a Detroit thing. It's some sunglasses that cost like $2,500 minimum. Anyways, I had a pair of those on. Long story short, I was being called all types of names and all that, and I didn't really know what the FGC was, and I kind of took offense to it, and I kind of got rowdy. But anyways, long story short, that was like my first experience with the FGC and my first like tournament, because I was like online, I was like top 20 in MVC3, vanilla. So I thought I was really good when I went out to compete.
Yeah. So what I learned a bunch of things when I watched that KI documentary. I saw it like the other day.
Should have had me in it.
Did they? Yeah, they didn't.
I actually can't believe they didn't have you talk.
There's parts in it
at all.
They show like your matches from Evo, and then like just like some B-roll footage of you. But they didn't actually grab you for an interview. I thought like a large portion of it was mostly like the developer side and how they made the game and stuff. I was kind of surprised. But there's like about maybe like 25-30 minutes about the competitive scene, which I learned a lot because it was pretty cool. It sounded like there's like one TO that like wanted to start the world tour, and then they got the developers' attention after that, and that's kind of like the opposite of what you see with world tours normally.
Absolutely,
yeah.
That's kind of shocking that they do a documentary, but don't like take personal interest in like obviously what like definitely on paper the most one at least probably the one of the top most successful players in the game. That's kind of shocking to be honest.
Well, from a player aspect, when you watch it, the guys that had interviews in it, those were interviews not like they flew out to go see them or went to go talk to them. Those were interviews that were done at events way prior, and they plugged them in, right?
Well,
so I think it was just like they didn't catch sleep.
I figured that they but I would have been like, I would have assumed they already had interviews with Sleep from it.
You know what? I actually did an interview, and I thought it was going to be related to that, but it was like, I want to say in 2016 maybe. It was Combo Breaker, and they took me up to like one of the rooms, and I did an interview like in the dark. It was kind of creepy as hell, but I thought that was going to be on there, like when I did this interview. But I was like, wow, I wasn't even on there. They only showed me like, I guess, like, winning and holding the trophy up, which I mean, it's okay, but I was like, that is kind of weird. They had like Enfield or whatever. I was like, you got this kid on there? You got me? Like, I'm Hollywood, you know what I'm saying?
They had Nikki on there too,
yeah. Nikki belonged there though, you know what I'm saying? I was kind of confused. Like, I know Enfield made this little guy, and everything. I was like, okay, I feel some type of way, but I see.
Yeah. I mean, it was well produced. I learned a lot about stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a great documentary for sure.
One thing I thought was like cool to I don't know much about KI as the game itself, like how to play it or anything. I've never really dabbled into it, but just from watching that, I wonder if it's like hard for y'all to play other games just because of the combo breaker system. Because like, normally in other games, you're just sitting there waiting for the combo to end. But in that, like, I don't know how it works necessarily, but is that a big part of what you guys love about the game?
You know what I think?
Go ahead.
Yeah, that is the big part why we love the game. But what I think is the fact that we've been playing it so long. Like, we've been playing it since season 1, and we've been going through change after change after change, and it was monthly changes. It wasn't just like a whole season go by like 3-4 months. No, it was like every month something is changing in the game, and I think like we just created like this. Like, I think we just like formed an understanding with the game, and we played it so much and we adapted so much through all these changes. It's like muscle memory. Like, I feel like right now, I mean, I've been playing Killer Instinct, but like if I would have popped on Killer Instinct today and I've been playing it for like months and months, it's still muscle memory. Like, I can go on and play Glacius. Glacius is like my first character I ever played, and why I ended up loving the game in the beginning. And I'm like ridiculous with Glacius because it's just like muscle memory.
It's natural, yeah.
It's just natural, and I can go on any game. I can go to MK right now or Dragon Ball, and it still come back to KI and have no issues.
I think I played around with the game just for the fact that I had an Xbox at the time. It was before I got rid of my Xbox when a lot of games switched to PlayStation. I think I had an Xbox with the game up until like the last character that got released was Hisako, and that character right there made me interested in the game because that is by far one of the sickest character designs I've ever seen in a fighting game.
I agree. It's pretty sick. Most definitely. One of my favorite characters.
What are you about to say, Chris?
What I wanted to say about switching games is what I think is if you're... KI might be like the first game that'll make people competitive, but it's also housed a lot of people that didn't play fighting games in general. So those guys that were built on KI, switching to another game is very hard for them. Like, a new game will come out and it's like a well-known thing in the community. The game will come out, everybody's like, wow, we're all going to go play this game. And then the game comes out and you don't see no KI players on it, right? But I think guys that were KI players, fighting game players before they ever touched KI, like, I've been playing fighting games since I was a baby, you know what I mean? And I think Sleep is the same. He's been playing fighting games for a very long time. So, yeah, that's our home game, but it's not hard to switch between different games because we've already dealt with different fighting game systems. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Agreed.
So, if anything, you went from a normal fighting game system to transferring yourself into one of the most intricate, like, wildest fighting game systems.
Man, when I first started playing KI, I had absolutely no idea what was going on. I was like, bro, I went on at first, and I went on like a 20-game losing streak on ranked, because I was just like, let me just play this shit. You know what I mean? Like I play everything just immediately. I just jump in. I was getting bodied up because I had no idea what was happening. I was like, dog, all right, I'm about to go see what the laptop now. So I went to practice and I saw the dojo and I went through the breakdown and I'm seeing all the things that you can do in this game, auto doubles and breakers and counter breakers. And I was like, what? This is why I've been losing? I had no idea what the game was when I first touched it. And I think a lot of people go through that when they first touch KI.
Yeah, for me, since I'm like naturally gravitate towards the lab because I'm from Marvel. Like I come from Marvel, so like I immediately went to lab and I was playing Glacius. I was like, this character is sick, yo, like he's sick. And that's exactly like my reaction too. And I was just playing him in the lab and I was like, he got Hail? Okay, so let's see because I thought of Hail as assist from Marvel. So I thought the Hail was the assist. So I automatically was already creating like, hit missiles. I was automatically in my mind going to like, oh, I'm gonna make setups with these Hails. You know what I'm saying? And then in season 1, Glacius had like full screen, like counter breaker.
The counter breaker. He wouldn't travel to you.
Yeah. He wouldn't travel, and the Hail would cover you too. So Glacius was actually really messed up in season 1, and I think I fell in love with the game because how broken the game was. But it was like broken to a point where it was fair because each character was broken to a certain degree where you just fully enjoyed the game, and I feel like anybody could have won.
Yeah, wasn't it like Saberwolf had like a frame like 0, like you just if you weren't blocking cross up and you did the super, you just like got hit no matter like it was
0
instant.
It was instant. Like if he dashed through you,
that does not sound broken and fair. Hold on.
Oh my god! Just watch Jay Wong. He was just oh my god, it's ridiculous.
I think the characters I enjoyed watching the most when I would like tune into KI like tournaments at majors would definitely be like I loved watching TJ Combo, Hazako, and Riptor. Like I feel like it's just exciting to watch. Definitely those characters specifically. But I guess part of it is like I like the character designs as well. But I mean, you played multiple characters, right? I mean, you played Glacius. You say you played Hazako. You played Fulgor. Like, how many characters do you think that you can play in a high level?
Like, I'm gonna say in my prime, I could play at a high level. I could play Maya, of course, Glacius. I did play Asako, but I never played her like I've never played her in tournament. Jago, Gargos. What you looking at, Kurt? I'm mopping you up right now.
Jago!
Yeah, sounds like we got a set coming after the stream.
Beat your Jago with my spinal. I don't even play him.
Oh my god. Dude, I will destroy you. Don't play me like that.
Oh my god. Yo, DJ, can we get the game on the screen right now?
No, I gotta buy it. I gotta get a copy real quick. Hold up.
Can we get the money match?
He don't want that. He know he don't want that. Kurt, you a commentator. Remember that.
Oh my god, y'all haven't even played yet. Damn.
Oh my god.
I can play probably about up to 6 characters in my prime. Now I only play like Maya and Glacius and Arya, you know, because I don't have time, you know. And I don't really have to give it time either because, like I said, it's God's trash. But, you know.
Oh man, something else, boy.
I'm gonna let them young boys shine, man. I'm gonna let them have it, you know.
Let them get it.
Yeah, because I had to come back and watch a couple dudes that I heard that was cold for real, like Sonic Dolphin. I heard he was cold, but you know when I ran into him in the lobby, you know what I'm saying, in a bad matchup, Maya versus Arya. That too. Maya versus Arbiter. And then Arya versus Arbiter. And I mopped that kid. You know what I'm saying? So it's a shame that these kids really think these guys is really good. I'm like, God, embarrassing.
Oh man.
We used to have Rico, Manny, my God. You know what I'm saying? Gutter Magic. These is like high level players, like crazy. And you had Sleep, you know, of course. And then, but it's like, now we just got Sonic Dolphin. We got.
He like said it like he was like Sonic
Dolphin. We got, what's that dude? Treevert? What's that dude's name? The center player?
Trevor?
Whatever. Him. You know what I'm saying? They just let anybody get up in this. Nah, I said, damn.
Oh my gosh.
Tate Tate said you really still claiming the Jago, and he said he needs to see the set between you and Curtis.
Oh my god.
I really want to see this set now.
Oh my god, don't make me do it. Don't make me do it.
Tate,
you want to witness some murder?
If he picks Jago and I pick Spinal, y'all about to watch the nastiest chaos set you ever seen in your life.
It's gonna be nasty on your end. It's gonna be real clean on mine.
Look, he has no Jago. Don't let him lie to y'all. Don't let him do this.
Okay, I don't got no Jago now, but give me 20 seconds. I got one for you. What's up?
20 seconds.
Jago requires fusies. He requires fusies.
Oh, you trying to play me? You already know my fusies is. Hey, I can get real nasty. Or I can get real solid on you real fast. I'll be doing your toes and your hair all night.
Bro, Sleep is the most broken fighting game player ever. Don't you come at me with these pussies crap, bro. You ever heard the Talib song "Broken Glass" everywhere? That's your play style.
Marvel players
said no excuses, Curtis. He said no excuses. He said run it, no excuses.
So what is it?
I'm gonna run his face.
I'm wondering, what is it about Sleep over here? That you only need the 20 seconds of lab time. You only need the 20 minutes of lab
20
time.
seconds, bro.
Okay, let me tell you why it's only 20 seconds. Jago is like Ryu. You know what I'm saying? It's like you play him for a little bit. You remember certain mechanics that he has. But
yeah, you've seen. Okay. He's like the base character, right? So you just see.
He's basic.
You see him play, and you know the things that you need to do, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Just go to dojo, do the little trial real quick, and I'm ready. You know, that's all I need to be Kurt. Okay, we talking about Kurt. Come on now.
Somebody mute this dude, bro. What are you talking about?
we gotta time out our own guest for a second.
Go ahead, edit his block out. Get that old Microsoft Paint eraser and fade him out right quick.
So I feel like I already know how this question is about to go. But how did you stay on top of the game so long? Like, how were you able to dominate KI for well over a year? I mean, you got third place at EVO 2015. You won EVO 2016. You got first place at KI World Cup 2017. It's like you've hit every major accomplishment in the game, at least at the time, that you were able to get, and you just kept progressing and didn't stop. How were you able to stay on that track for so long?
I took trips. You know what I'm saying? With all the little KI money I was winning, I went to Santa Monica Beach. You know, I stayed, there for a couple nights. And I did a little bit of reading, and that's pretty much about it.
Reading.
Honestly,
you answered that question so fucking terribly, bro. Did you hear him?
What do you mean reading?
You know what I'm saying?
I went places. I read books.
That made him better.
Listen, bro. I just took a trip. Took a couple trips.
I need to know what you meant by I did a little reading. Like, what, Harry Potter helped you stay on top of the game?
Oh. You know what I'm saying? I did a little hentai reading. I'm just playing.
I feel that. I fuck with that.
He said he Kakashi.
I had to get that level up. You know what I'm saying? No, but all jokes aside, I was just playing the game a lot for real. I was just labbing, and I was actually taking notes on people's tendencies. If we're gonna be 100, like a lot of people got like a lot of really bad tendencies, and then I was like really recording. I had actually a notebook. I had actually a notebook, and I used to write things down.
So it wasn't like a like game wise thing. You were trying to find like the tendencies of the player, like the individual.
Yeah, all individual. Each player that I felt that it was going to be a problem for me. It was only like 3 for real, you know. And I was just writing that down. Like, okay, he liked to break at this moment, or he likes to jump at this moment. You know, like specific things like that really really helped me, you know, understand how these players react to certain situations.
Because when I was watching some of the old VODs of you winning the KI World Cup or like EVO, a lot of the commentators would say that you were like a master of the game system itself, of like Killer Instinct, and like the other players were like character experts. But like you could play any character, and when I was kind of wondering how to play it. Not any character. Okay, I see. Okay, he played a handful. We already went down this road before I let this. Before we let this man's head get too
I'm
big.
just hating, bro. I'm just hating.
Yeah.
No, but,
shit.
No, I couldn't play every character. I mean, I could if I wanted to, but I chose to play like a very selective amount of characters for specific matchups and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
reality,
it wasn't like you could play like literally everybody, but it was like you could counter pick or like maybe pick a handful.
Yeah.
Like you had a
for sure. I had like
stuff.
mad counter picks for anybody who wanted their sauce. But I actually forgot the question. I ain't gonna lie to you. What was the question again?
That one was about how you stayed on top of the game for so long.
Oh, I thought.
Yeah, I don't think that was
the same question. My bad.
Yeah, he was
like
kind of just putting his tidbit into that.
Yeah.
I see.
Just trying to get some insight into like maybe like how you look at like approaching a tournament or something like that. That's what.
Just do your homework. Yeah, just do your homework.
Can I butt in on this one? Can I butt in on this one? Absolute Battle 7 or 8? I don't fucking know. One of them. It was the one I met you at, Dylan.
7.
So the same tournament I met you at, I saw Sleep, and I'm gonna be real with you. I'm walking around the venue, and I'm like, bro, there's no black people in here. And then I saw Sleep, and I was like, hey, what's good, bro? Dap him up, and he just chopping it up for a second. I was like, yo, we didn't know each other at the time, and I was like, yo, man, I was looking at the brackets, man. I got this dude, blah, 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 man. I'm ready to play, but dang, man, I'm worried. I was like, who you worried about in your bracket? And what he said to me was, worried about? I ain't worried about nobody. I'm just going to play my game. And that right there was so simple, but I was like, holy shit. That is how I should look at every bracket. Like, I literally, after he said that, I stopped looking at brackets before I would go in. I'd kind of glance at it, but I wouldn't pay attention to who's in it really. You know what I mean? I'd just be like, okay, so I got to win this, and I got to win that, and I got to win this. Okay, cool, I'm out. And that's how I would look at the bracket after that.
That's important. I felt that was very important. I remember telling you that, and I used to tell a lot of people that because you kind of give yourself anxiety. You automatically defeat yourself when you just looking at the bracket and you're like, oh shit, I got JoJo 27 in my pool. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just can't look at because that's you defeating yourself. You might as well just say, I'm about to just. You got to run.
Yeah, like you're already like rattling off the list. Yeah, you have like, oh man, I'm this top player. You're already mentally defeating yourself. Yeah.
You automatically. I used to do that, and I was like, that ain't good. When I actually realized after this is like 2015, I played CD Junior. He was like the reigning Evo champion. I mean, he was like dominant. He won everything.
I miss seeing that dude play. He was really good at everything he played.
And you know what's funny about CD Junior? I'm sorry, I'm segueing, but what's funny about CD Junior is I think he still has the most wins in Killer Instinct to this day.
Damn.
Most tournament wins?
Most tournament wins. He literally won entire.
He won the whole season 1, right?
Whole season 1.
Do you mean like consecutive, like in a row, or do you mean just like
consecutive?
Yeah. He was clean shit up. Clean the whole shit up.
He was legit the best. And then I think was it after Breaker? No, I think it was when IG stepped in or whatever. Like he won all of season 1 up coming into season 2. He was just dominating. He was just the best. And then I came in and cooked him real bad. Then he just stopped playing. Dead ass. Like I'm not even bullshitting. I love CD Junior, bro, but I'm telling you, he was defeated by me. Like he could never beat me. Like every time we went in pool or like I had to fight him in tournament, he would just like be just so mentally defeated because Con Raw used to get that boy that work. It was real bad, and that's my homie. But I think I defeated him because we used to always argue and all this, but it was all love. But he used to always say Con Raw this and this and this and this, and every time we go in a tournament, he'd just be defeated. He'd just try to counterpick me with different characters. It just never worked out for him.
We got a question in the chat. My boy Nando said, "What's your tier list?"
What's my tier list?
Oh yuck!
Oh boy!
Here we go. Not KI tier list. Are we doing this?
Can we do a bridge like top 5 maybe?
Yeah, we can. I'm gonna do a top 5. No order.
Thunder.
I'm clearly putting Eagle up there. Okay, Eagle, Thunder. People gonna hate me for saying this. Shadow Jago, Arya, and Fogor, But that's my top 5. But that's me.
What's your bottom 5?
Bottom 5 is in order: Kilgore, Sadira. God damn, I'm trying to think. It's so many characters in that game. Kilgore, Sadira. Ziv, help me out, because I think you know it.
So I know you want to say Orchid, but my problem with naming the bottom 5 in that game is every character is fucking disgusting. So you can't just call a character bad. Saying it's bottom 5, it's like it gives a ill meaning, because bottom 5 in any other game means that they're shit.
Yeah.
But in KI, bottom 5, they can still bust your ass.
It's not being like in Street Fighter 5 having like Fang, Nash, etc.
Yeah, there's none of that. There's none of that shit.
Oh, Conra. Sorry, my bad. So that'd be my bottom 3. Conra, trash.
See you later.
Listen,
He's got.
I'm so emotional about this. Like, it's no Conra. That's really,
he emotional in general, though.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna get him a white. But yeah, that's my bottom 3.
My boy said Conrad's a doo-doo mummy.
He's so bad. The only way you would lose to Conra or like Kilgore if you just don't know the matchup. Like, you don't know the matchup, and a lot of people will lose to Conra. Like, I can see Conra making to like top 64 at Evo. You know what I'm saying? But like, the thing is, Conra is he's a very weird character where he could actually make it far if you don't know the matchup. He's very intricate, you know what I'm saying? So,
but for the most part in KI, like when you go to a major and you see your top 8, maybe even your top 16, would you say that pretty much consistently with top 16 you're going to see like the same set amount, like said characters, or is it like every single major any character can get in the top 16, top 8?
I wouldn't say any character, but you'll definitely see a lot of diversity. You'll definitely see different top 8 characters every time. And you'll always see that one. You'll always see like a Arya, or you'll always see a Cinder. You know what I'm saying?
A Cinder, Fulgore. Yeah.
Fulgore. You're going to see those. That's guaranteed. But like, it'll be rare if you see like a Sadira or a Conra or a Kilgore. You're not gonna see a Kilgore. I can like I bet my mortgage.
Now that I can rock with that. I can rock with that. You're not gonna see a Kilgore. You're just definitely not seeing
that. Is that?
I think that falls on the fact that nobody plays them.
Okay.
I feel like it's like nobody plays
him. You know, you got me that plays him, and then you got Masoom. You got he plays him to the highest degree, to my understanding, and then you got Base who kind of plays him. So, yeah, you're not gonna see nobody playing that character. Character awful, just bad.
Not in top 8. Not in top 8. Yeah, if I was gonna give it to any character, which he definitely annoys the shit out of me. I hate that character. But if you really take the time to understand what he's doing, he just don't have the juice. He don't have what other characters have. I think other characters are really broken, and he's just a great fighting game zoner. That's what he is, compared to other people's broken shit.
I wouldn't consider him a zoner.
Nah, you get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Like, as a zoner, he's busted. Like, in any other fighting game, he's a good-ass zoner if you plug him into another fighting game. But in KI, where everybody else is busted, him being a normal fighting game zoner doesn't make him shine.
Yeah, and then on top of it, he's a zoner, mind you.
With no chip. With no chip.
Come on, dude.
Yeah.
He has no chip?
Don't steal my fire.
What?
He has no
chip. He has chip on certain things,
but his main
zoning, his guns, that shit does no chip. It's terrible.
Yeah. Well, man, look, let me be a DLC character in KI, because I got the juice and I ain't even have to kill all my partners.
Oh my god.
So I'm trying to get in there.
Bars.
Hold up. So what character has the most sauce?
The most sauce? Oh, it's a lot. That's a tough one.
The grimiest setups. The
Omen. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
That man's saucy as fuck.
Omen. Hold on. Omen, Arya, and Thunder. Them setups is too retarded.
Are we talking about setups or are we talking about sauce? Like they saucy, you know what I mean? Like they look cool as fuck.
Like, you could not know what's going on, but you're like, oh shit.
Okay, well yeah. I take Thunder off of Sadira.
She definitely got sauce.
I could be wrong about this, But DJ, if you watched it, is Thunder really just like T-Hawk?
No.
Or not even Nightwolf?
T-Hawk wish he was him.
I figured he
T-Hawk was ass, dude.
I figured there had to be some kind of because I mean, all three of those characters in general are like same model, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you take it back, yeah. If you look back in the gap and you look at it's the same way that the Marvel Universe did the DC Universe. Yeah, there's replicated character models.
Yeah.
But there's got to be an originator of everything, and then there's going to be copies down the line. So I think if you go look back and look at Nightwolf, T-Hawk, and Thunder back in the old school games,
which one of them is the oldest?
The oldest one is going to be
is it T-Hawk?
No, because I think T-Hawk came after Nightwolf, didn't
he? Yeah.
I actually don't. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure. I am pretty sure that Nightwolf was the first one.
Look it up. Didn't he come out in MK3?
Yeah, I don't know which Mortal Kombat came out in. So Super Turbo.
I'm pretty sure it was MK3.
Yeah, I think it was MK3 because that was my juice. Because he used to.
Yeah, because he wasn't in 2. He wasn't in 2 or 1. No. So I'm pretty sure he came out in 3. That was the one. 3 is the one with that giant fucking roster, right?
So Nightwolf was his first appearance was Mortal Kombat 3, 1995. So let's see. What about T-Hawk?
The most important question.
Yeah, for real.
I'm really curious.
Yeah, why are you so curious?
Yeah, that's a good question,
bro. So T-Hawk was the first.
So T-Hawk was first.
It was T-Hawk, and 2 years later it was Nightwolf.
I'll give it to him.
Damn.
And then wait a second, then, because when was the first? No, bro, Nightwolf was after Thunder then, because the first KI came out in '94.
True, facts.
Holy
so
shit!
The last one.
Damn.
Wow, we got to the shits, didn't we?
You're saying Ed Boon saw those characters and he was like, okay.
Needed to know the answer, bro. I don't know why.
He saw this and he was like, we need a Native American in this game.
Yeah,
it's not a fighting game without a Native American.
As soon as we did the podcast, I was going to instantly look it up anyway, so I needed to know.
So
that's good shit.
I definitely. So you made it very clear that you grinded very heavily, but during your prime, when you were actually dominating the scene, did you take breaks at any point during that time, or was it constant, nonstop grinding?
Yeah, I definitely took breaks when I was joking about it earlier. And that's what actually was my downfall, to be real with you. I actually did take trips. I hung out in Vegas for a little bit with my sister-in-law. And then I hung out with my brother in LA. And I was kind of just blowing money, man. I ain't gonna lie. I was blowing money and I was messing up a lot. And then when I came out of KI, I was like, damn, I'm losing now. You know what I'm saying? And because I was not focused. I got comfortable. I got really, really comfortable. And yeah, I started losing at that point. But
okay, so I misunderstood you then. When you first made the joke and said you were taking trips, I assumed that you were saying you were taking trips to play other people and stuff like that, not the opposite. Because
oh no,
I basically put it together what Red Bull did with Snake Eyes, how they sent them to Tokyo, and I think F3 is the one they sent Alucard to Tokyo Game Show. So Alucard being in Tokyo, he got to really train in a different way than he ever would have been able to in North America. I thought that's what you meant by that.
Oh,
I didn't know you meant vacations, let me get away from the game.
I can see how you interpret that. Yeah, I can interpret it. But nah, I actually was just on some bullshit. I was literally just, oh, okay. I just bust their ass at, I don't know, let's say TFC. Let me go ahead and holler at my bro in LA, and stay there for a little bit and just chill out or whatever. So yeah, I was taking vacation trips. Let me make that clear. Vacation trips. So when I got real comfortable and I was winning so much, I just started taking trips. Real Hollywood shit, And that was actually my downfall. Because I think I actually was losing. I think I lost a couple majors, like Combo Breaker, that year before the World Cup. And I think I lost CEO too. I was really, really close each time. Ended up losing those two because I was not taking this shit serious, not taking this shit like a job. and F3 jumped down my throat about it, and then that's when I had to come back at World Cup and just dominate it. Let them know that.
I was about to say, when I looked at like all your tournament results, it looks like you've almost never gone to a tournament and not gotten top 8.
Yeah,
like 90% of the events you've ever gone to, you've hit top 8.
Yeah, pretty much. But that was easy work, I hated not placing first. Like I couldn't accept second, I couldn't accept third. I really hated myself for not placing first every time because I was actually at a point. And then the thing is, I had like a weird pride thing. Like I really didn't want to expose broken stuff for the longest, which is funny because ironic because I that's all I do now. But I didn't want to expose broke stuff. I used to like really shit on people for like exploiting this shit and all that. And I was like, and people never gave me my recognition. So I had to really take it. I had to really like, okay, they saying I'm not good for real, and everybody else is using all this broke shit. And I said, fuck it. I knew so much broke stuff with Conroy, I just chose not to use it. Like I had shit that can kill you off one counter break. And I have people that can vouch for this. I made clips and everything, and it was like 90% combos with Conroy. I never want to exploit it.
So like, you had tech that you didn't use in tournaments? Like you just like
didn't
had
use
it,
in tournaments.
and you just were like,
but the thing is, I didn't need to use it because I already had so much filth with my character. It was so much filth.
Damn.
And I was like, I don't need to use this, and I don't need to exploit this.
Wow.
And same thing goes for Kilgore. Like you had the Japanese player playing Kilgore. It was Domi, and he exploited that broken ass 90-something% combo with Kilgore, and I knew it. Everybody knew I knew how to do it. I just never used it. I didn't have to use it. But at that time, I was already at that breaking point where I was like, I could just, I'm gonna use broke stuff when I find it, but I just chose not to. So a lot of times, me doing that caused me to actually not win in tournaments because I was on some pride, some weird pride shit.
You just you didn't want to be known as a person that was just using the broken tech.
Because people already,
they were already trying to discredit.
people that already didn't want me to win. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't want people to take that from me, like, oh, he just won because of this, or he just won. I didn't want that at that time. So I chose not to kind of exploit those specific things. But I definitely could have won everything for like whole 2015, 16 for real, if I really wanted to. But it is what it is.
I can vouch when we first formed the now Team Hollywood. When we first formed that at the end, like during season 3, and we would play a lot, but leading up to the World Cup, there was a lot of shit that this dude had with Arya, and he fucking was not playing Arya at all the whole time. When everybody's trying to qualify and get in the World Cup, my man was playing Maya. Who the fuck else was he playing? He was playing somebody else. And we all was like we'd be playing online tournaments. Like, why are you not using Arya? You're like, nah, it's all good, bro. It's all good. Then World Cup came around. My man ran the whole bracket through with his broke shit with Arya when he could have been doing that the whole time, winning all these onlines and these offlines. But he just didn't want to do it. So I can vouch for that.
But let me add on to that. And another reason why, because I showed F3, like I was telling him, like, yo, this character Arya is busted. Like she's fucked up, right? And it was like, Sleep, shut the fuck up. Don't play that character to World Cup. Like they said, if you play that character to World Cup, we gonna cut your check. We gonna cut that bitch off. You ain't getting paid. So I was like, damn.
Keep that under wraps.
They say keep that under wraps. They was like, don't show none of that shit. If you do happen to play Arya, just don't even play her for real. Just lose.
That deep back pocket.
Yeah, they was like, oh no, we paying you way too much, and we flying you out way too much for you to just blow this shit. Because we know how you like to keep your pride and blah blah blah. But nah, we just need you to win this shit because we need to get paid too. So I was like, okay, bet. Damn. I ain't mad at you.
That's wild, because normally you'd think character experience would play into playing the best players in the world, right? But you didn't have as much experience playing her in tournament, and you still just mopped everybody.
Because the thing is, like, it didn't matter because it wasn't enough Aryas to like really understand the matchup, and so you couldn't really understand the character. So we was kind of both like on the same page. Like you're learning how to fight my character, and I'm learning how to fight you with my character. You know what I'm saying? And I already knew what I want to do. I've labbed certain situations so many different times. So I was like, okay, this will work in this situation. This won't work in this situation. So that's kind of what it came down to. But once I got in there and I got the feel of it, I was like, oh, okay, ooh. And then it was just a dub every time. You know, she was cheating. I love it. So cheesy.
Still cheesy. I like it.
You know what?
After in any game, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, anime games, KI, winning Evo on a major tournament level is literally the highest thing you can achieve. Outside of, thank you for the follow, Symphony. Outside of course, if your game has an actual world championships like the Tekken World Tour Finals, what became the Killer Instinct World Cup or Capcom Cup. So winning Evo alone was like, all right, I already hit the biggest thing that you can do in a normal major setting, and then you went on and you won the KI World Cup. When you did that and you 100%, engraved, I am the best player in this game. Like, was it everything you hoped for? Was it what you expected? Like, what was your what happened and what was going on inside of you after that happened?
Ooh, it takes me back. Man, it was a lot going through me. Like, for Evo, I actually labbed so hard, bro. Like, I trained and studied so many people's tendencies and all that stuff, like what I was telling you earlier, but it was way more in depth. Like, I took it as literally a job. And for Evo, Evo was actually really easy that year. And it was only easy because season 3 was new. It was really, really new. And I was playing Arbiter at the time. Arbiter was really broken. I know nobody knew how to fight Arbiter because I was the Arbiter. So I went in there super confident because I knew everybody's tendencies. I knew people don't know how to break this stuff for real and all that stuff. So Evo to me was it was actually a dream come true because I remember watching Justin Wong and I remember watching just all the cats, Chris G, F Champ, all that. I hope I can say that, by the way. And so Evo was definitely it was a big deal for me. But the funny thing about it, World Cup was actually bigger for me because I actually was doubting myself just a little bit at World Cup, and I was going through something in my life around World Cup, and me winning that was actually way more intense for me on an emotional level because I actually was crying when I won the World Cup because I was going through a lot, foreclosure type stuff. I was going through a lot, so it definitely hit home. So that was ultimate. That was the ultimate dub for me. I couldn't get no bigger than that. I just won the World Cup. I mean, I just won Evo, then I won the World Cup right back to back. Mm-hmm. So, and then I bought a BMW. You know what I'm saying?
I respect that.
I bought an X5, and then spent about $10,000 on that, and then I junked it because it was a piece of shit. So, yeah.
And then I junked it.
The good old BMW fucking stories, bro.
Man,
that just sounded like hell, dog. My man was in the Twilight Zone.
Man, I bought that car with $10,000. I bought it for $10,000. I put $10,000 in. It was the worst investment ever. Worst, man. But yeah, answer that question. That shit definitely changed my life. The Evo and the World Cup definitely changed my life.
He was definitely feeling that Killer Instinct World Cup championship. You said you was crying. I still remember. I don't remember none of the speech, but I remember as I was walking up to the stage, while you were giving the speech, but I was just trying to make my way through the crowd to just come up there and dap you up. And I just remember you being you was talking, and you said, "All right, now take this mic away before I start crying," and then you just turn your head real quick.
Yeah,
that was the end of your speech.
Yeah, that was true. That was definitely true.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of touched on this the last episode with Rob. The people who hate on people or say dumb shit about players who get emotional and cry when they win things like Evo World Championship, I think that's so stupid and ignorant because that's like it's literally showing that all the work that you've put in and day out, endlessly paid off. Like to me, to me, it's crazy when people don't. Like I'm actually surprised when I see a player that doesn't get emotional when they win. So I mean, I completely understand that.
I don't know how you can't, putting in all that time and effort. It's like your baby. And for me, I looked up to these people. Like I never thought, Darnell, Sleep Waller would be on that stage. You know what I mean? I used to watch Justin Wong, in NBC days and F Champ and all that stuff, and Street Fighter, Snake Eyes, all these guys. And I used to look up to and idolize them. Now a lot of them idolize me, and it's crazy. I'm in this world now, and I got to experience that because it's one of those experiences that. Yeah, it's just a dream of like really a dream come true that you get to experience that and you get to actually be a part of that world. So it definitely changed me and definitely gave me a different outlook on a lot of shit because of this experience.
So what would you say, like, obviously the success that you've had and everything, being a top player in the game, what other opportunities or doors has fighting games opened up for you?
Man, so much. Like I done met like millionaires like that fighting games.
Tell them about the interview, bro. Tell them about the interview.
What interview?
When Cuz knew you.
Yeah. I forgot about that. Damn. So yeah, I was.
That's fire as hell.
I was applying for this job at some corporate job or something like that. And the guy, because on my resume I put esports competitor and yada yada yada, and the guy was like, he was like, you look familiar, and I'll say, he said, you play esports? I said, yeah, I play esports. He said, yeah, didn't you used to play Killer Instinct? I said, yeah, that's me. He was like, really? And like it was insane. Wow. I was like, oh shit. Then we just literally started chopping it up about like fighting games and stuff. Like I got to do added on Xbox and everything. It's kind of crazy how it's like that happened. And that's not the first time that happened. I went to T-Mobile time and the guy knew who I was, and I put this on the Bible. Like, yo, you look like Sleep, and I was like, that is me. And he gave me like a fucking promotion, like a really good promotion for this T-Mobile thing. It was really cool, and a free tablet. So yeah, definitely.
Damn.
In real world, in reality, it definitely affected me in that level too, which is awesome.
I mean, I think that's like that has to be like a really great feeling. Like you're going in there, and your own, because I mean, like you got to consider like what we do in our world is kind of like secluded from that, and that just because
I don't think a lot of us consider like the top players really consider themselves as like celebrities. Really, you don't really.
Yeah, because I mean, like when you walk into the setting of a tournament, everybody wants your picture, wants your autograph, but once you go walk into fucking Walmart or the mall and shit like that, there's a 90% chance, definitely since esports still a baby, like nobody else knows who you are. I mean, you could be one of the best players in the world, multiple titles, fat pockets, but I mean, like that doesn't matter to somebody who just walked past you. So the fact that you go to a job and in your own world, you are like an executive in a sense, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then you go to a job and the person that would be above you is like, holy shit, like I know you, you're awesome. Like to hear that has to be like a sick ass feeling. I would imagine.
So sick. Like I got super comfortable at that point. I just was being normal. It wasn't even an interview at that point. It was just like, oh, I got the job. Like so let's just chop it up at this point. You know what I mean? You need help, you need tips on games, I got you. You know what I'm saying? I get that $30 an hour. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. Damn. Yeah, that was definitely cool. That actually, what's crazy? That actually happened another time too. I was in the Microsoft store in NYC, and a guy called me Sleep, and I thought I was bugging because I kept hearing Sleep. I'm like, I don't know nobody in the Microsoft store. You know what I mean? It knows me by my name like that, and it was crazy. I ended up with him, and we actually set up this Microsoft tournament in the NYC, not related to the one that I entered. It was another one. It was kind of like anonymous type of thing that it never went like viral, or never like they never publicized it, as I would say. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Like, just in reality, this shit just comes back, you know.
Actually, so one of my best friends works at the Microsoft store and here in New Orleans, and he's been there for a while, and he really liked Killer Instinct. And he actually when we first he started finding out about Crescent and stuff like that, and one of the first questions he asked me when he found out like how much I'm actually at majors, he was like, "Have you ever met Sleep before?" And I was like flip side Sleep, and he was like, "Yeah." He was like, "That dude's sick," and I thought it was cool. I mean, like, obviously being involved with Microsoft, he represents Xbox. He likes fighting games as it is, but he's really into Killer Instinct just for the fact that it's like built around Xbox and stuff like that. So I mean, that's when I started to see like people that you wouldn't expect. He's an older cat too. He's like, maybe late 30s. So like just the fact that people that I've watched and stuff like that, somebody that I wouldn't expect to know, you might watch the game but not know the specifics on like, this player, who he plays for and what he's won. I was like, well, damn, like that started opening things up.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
We actually saw something about you. Dylan linked us something about you earlier that I didn't know, and apparently Curtis knew about it, but definitely caught me and DJ off. What was up with the WWE thing?
Oh yeah. So yeah, that was sick.
I had no idea that ever happened. I just was kind of just looking. I was watching some interviews of you just to learn some background of you, and then I was like, wait, what? I was like, what is this?
Yeah, that was definitely an experience for sure. So the WWE hit me up. Well, actually, Sasha Banks' managing team hit me up.
Wow.
Yeah. You're
like,
hit me up.
Yeah. That's it. Was that an email? You're just like, you see that email and you're like, hold on.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this got to be a scam. Like, this got to be crazy. I was like, the fuck? Sasha Banks? And, like, no offense, but I don't even watch wrestling. I'm OG WWE guy. Like, I don't know these new people like that. But, like...
Wrestling trash. What? Huh?
No comment.
I ain't saying none.
Yeah, so Sasha Banks' managing team hit me up. Hit F3 up. Actually, I forwarded it to F3 because I wanted them to do all the details and all that. I'm too Hollywood to do it. So they ended up doing all that for me, linking it up. And the WWE or Sasha Banks team ended up paying me $10,000 for a feature to come onto the show in New York, flew me out. And we met with Xavier Woods, Sasha Banks, a whole bunch of other superstars. Yeah, and it was crazy. And then we was doing like little cut scenes and stuff like that. It was like crazy because I was remembering like back in the day when we watched wrestling, they got the backstage when shit be happening, and that's what we was doing. And it was so dope, that experience. It was definitely different. I definitely felt like it was Hollywood for real.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, they paid me 10 racks, and I did the little skits, and we did a little tournament. I was a little disappointed at my gameplay only because it was a Sony event, and I'm an Xbox guy. I play on Xbox Pad, and they had me playing on PlayStation Pad.
Damn.
Now, I was actually really ridiculous in Marvel Infinite, and F-Champ would definitely not would have won if I had an Xbox Pad. But I was playing on PlayStation, and it stunk, so I ended up getting my ass kicked. And Sasha Banks ended up cussing me out.
Oh no!
I thought she was the Evo champion. That's why I paid.
Damn, she hit you with that. It was not the like, oh, you'll do better next time. It was like, what the fuck?
And I had to get her email. You know what I'm saying? Her person, because she wouldn't give me her number. But I had to try, you know what I'm saying? I got this far. I'm like, I didn't get us a dub, Sasha, but I can, I ain't gonna say too much, but I tried.
I remember I watched that whole event, and that was the only question I had for you afterwards. I was like, Sleep.
You know what I mean? She looks so much better in person. You know what I'm saying? Like you see her.
Boy, I believe it.
Listen, you see her like on TV or whatever. Nah, fuck that. She look bad as fuck in person.
I'll be completely honest. I don't even know who that is, bro. The wrestlers I know, like the female wrestlers I knew was like China. Like I hadn't watched since like the Diamond Dallas Page days and
you
shit.
old school.
Yeah, like I know like
Dallas
Page and Bret Hart and shit. The only reason I know who Xavier Woods is just because of the cross stuff he does with Kenny Omega and fighting games. Like, wouldn't he? I'm pretty sure he was.
Yeah, they played at CEO and stuff.
Yeah, that's the only reason I know who that is.
Yeah, Xavier Woods actually came to the F3. Came to F3 house. He was mad cool. We was mad cool with him.
Yeah, I've seen he's actually tried to get involved like Kenny Omega does. I mean, even when I first saw him, I was like, "Who is this?" So I went and looked more into him, but I thought it was dope that he really enjoyed it enough to want to be involved in it.
Definitely, yeah, he's actually really good too. Shockingly, really good at Street Fighter. Yeah.
So we kind of touched on this the last episode too, and we already got Curtis's opinion, but I'm curious on yours. I kind of feel like it's obviously going to be biased considering your main game was on Xbox, but you know, like with the talks of like the next gen systems, the PS5 only has one, USB port. It seems very unlikely. I even heard that Capcom did not re-sign the license strictly with Sony, which means we could get back to running FGC events and fighting games going back to the Xbox scene, which for me personally I think is dope because the Xbox 360 was like that. I've seen a lot of people like shit talk and be like, oh, that sounds fucking terrible, but I mean if you skip back 4 or 5 years, fighting games were primarily run on Xbox.
People forget.
So how do you feel about a possibility of that happening?
I think it's great. I think it's really great that we're going to have that option again. Because like when PlayStation came out, I felt like, I don't know if this is true, but I felt like when the PlayStation came out, it was a lot of lagging issues. It was a lot of people like syncing, like really making the tournaments. Making controllers like sync in and sync out and all that stuff. And I think the PlayStation had like some lag going on, but it was like a lot of issues with the PlayStation. And we never had those issues with Xbox, like never. No. It was just a very solid system. Besides the Red Ring of Death, that system was probably above its time. You know what I mean? It was really, really, a really good system.
It wasn't even just FGC. I mean, like at that point in time when FGC was primarily 360, the professional Call of Duty scene was on 360. Obviously, the Halo scene and the Gears of War scene was on 360. And like even Call of Duty players, like to date, are hoping that Call of Duty finds its way back to Xbox just because like events. Not only like obviously the lag and the desyncing was never an issue, but it seemed like Microsoft gave more publishers support at events. It was like, oh, you got an issue, let's handle this. Compared to Sony, like nobody's around. They don't have Sony people out there to help you. If you have an issue, your TOs better figure it out as fast as they can. Yeah,
that's crazy. To add on to that, like speaking about like Microsoft people being out there, like Killer Instinct. For Killer Instinct, we had a lot of Microsoft personnels actually at these events. Like you got Mike Gordon, right? He's from Microsoft.
Microsoft or IG or devs. I think that's different, G.
Is it? Okay, I'm slow. Okay, disregard that then. My bad.
Yeah, because in my experience, from what I know, Microsoft didn't give a fuck about us. I mean, I hate to say that. I wish they did, and I hope that they do better when the next console comes out, and I hope that they make another KI and give us some love. But in my experience, they didn't give a shit about us. They left it all on the devs, and the devs showed us hellified love. You can see that from the documentary. They talked about being at the events. They did the live.
They did the balance changes
breakdown. The balance changes
crazy
at the World Cup in our face while talking to us, and had stations where we could play it there in the venue. It's amazing. But that was not Microsoft. That was the devs.
I mean, even that is support that you don't see in other games. You don't see Capcom doing shit like that. Like, honestly, I've never heard of any other game, any other dev doing that. That's actually insane. That's really showing love for
that community. Was like, I mean, Keats and all them, like, they like pioneered, like, I don't know, Shoryuken and stuff too, I believe. I mean, they've been part of the FGC from the beginning, and then they were developing, like, ports of like Third Strike, I think, and all those other games.
Like Activision with Call of Duty, it's so bad. Like Activision will literally, they'll be like, okay, there's a major tournament this Friday. All right, on Wednesday we are like patching the game, and the whole entire game is going to be different. We're changing spawns, we're changing the gun meta. This attachment is now terrible, even though you've been using it for the last 6 months. Have fun figuring that out in 2 days leading into the tournament.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that's insane. I've never heard of a
Galaxy is
developer
like a
showing
rare
that much
case
love.
of like where it's like people from the competitive community like are making the game, so like they know what people want to see, or like out of balance changes and stuff like that, and events. It was cool.
Yeah, that game should have came out. Killer Instinct should have came out like a long time ago, you know. But they explain why in that documentary. So
I thought it was wild. I didn't know that a different company made it for season 1 and then it switched. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Double Helix into IG. Yeah. Switched it up. One of my favorite things that they said in that documentary was because if you're part of the KI community, one thing that you know for a fact is that the community shit on IG the whole time that they were developing that game.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
Like, wait,
I'm playing this game and I'm like, this game is fire, and they're taking good care of us. But people were shitting on them because they weren't getting the changes that they wanted.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite things that what's his name? Gray haired dude in the documentary, man. He's one of the main devs. I cannot remember his name.
Oh, you mean like the guy who like made the first Killer Instinct? Like
yes, him. Yes. What was his name?
Ken Lobb, I think.
Ken Lobb.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, so anyway, he made a point to say he loved that IG took over and what they did with the game, because he made sure to say no disrespect to Double Helix, but he doesn't think that the game would have got as creative as it did down the line if IG didn't take over, which makes perfect sense, because if you look at the second 2/3 of the game, you got characters like Aganos, one of the coolest fighting game characters I've ever seen. So unique.
There's some
you got
really
Arya
designs in KI. Yeah.
Exactly, and he made a point to mention also that he thought that if they would have kept it, we would have got a lot of characters that mimicked season 1, and we would have had a Street Fighter-esque game that kept carrying out. Whereas in general, what we got was a game that just continually morphed into this whole different entity, which is crazy.
Coming up with new archetypes and all sorts of stuff. Yeah.
Killer Instinct has some of the coolest character designs, some of the dopest shit you've ever seen.
Yeah, that's
There's nothing you couldn't name a fighting game character like Aganos.
Yeah, no. Like what? You're in the corner now. Oh, you thought you were mid-screen? That's crazy.
No, yeah, you thought you were mid-screen? You're in the corner, bro. No. You're in my corner. I made this. That's crazy.
That's so cool.
I completely loved what Iron Galaxy did with season 2. It was just great. It was super polished. Like, it was, a lot of people was complaining about it because, you know, it was a bunch of changes. It's something different. Like, we getting changed every month, and it was kind of annoying, you know. But when it got towards the end, like the end of season 2, when the game was completed, it was to me like the best fighting game ever. Season 3 got kind of crazy, but
super crazy.
I'm not gonna shit on it. I'm just gonna say, you know, it wasn't my taste. But it still was a good game, ultimately. And it still is. Still is.
It's still a good game. And I definitely agree that Season 2 was one of the best fighting games ever. Period. My bad, DJ. Go ahead. Spit it out. What I tell you last week, go ahead and cook, bro.
Go ahead. No, I think it's just kind of unfortunate that, like, I guess Iron Galaxy, like, they really opened up the doors, like, to anybody to, like, give feedback. Like, they were, like, willing to listen. Like, they were just, but it was, like, at the end of the day, it was probably a little too much because they started hating on them for not doing, you know, the changes that they wanted. But everybody, for each community of people that played their characters, wanted to see their buffs and all this stuff. So it's like, it's really, all it really did was tell me that it's really fucking hard to be a fighting game developer. Like,
definitely, I'll rock with you, like, and I'll say,
like, you think that they thought that they were doing the number one thing that everybody wanted was which is to be transparent as possible and to listen to the community, and then like they still got shit on, which is like doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. So what I was gonna say is that's they got attacked by internet culture, because here's the thing. They did too much, right? You could say it was too much, but I think they were just doing the right thing, right? There's different eyes that'll look and say they did the right thing. They gave what the community wanted, and guess what? People still were bitching. What happens whenever you don't do anything to the game? People are still bitching. Say you do middle ground, people are still gonna bitch. Any game that comes out that has a longevity, people are gonna shit on you. So I don't think that they did too much. I just think that people in general, let me just be blunt. People are shitty. I'm sorry. It's just how it is. They were very disrespectful to people that were giving them exactly what they wanted. But if it wasn't what you personally wanted, then now it's terrible.
It's similar to what you see in the NRS scene. It's like they're just so quick to just be like, God, how dare you do this to my character? Or like they're always begging for nerfs. You see, like it's like a different flavor of the week. Like each week, it's like, oh, this character needs to be nerfed to the ground now. It's like it's crazy. I don't know how developers do it.
But what we talked about earlier when we were out eating about like what NRS did about the Mortal Kombat Championship, that showed like their character as a dev company, because like they didn't have to refund everybody. They didn't have to shell out all that money. Like, all right, if they wouldn't have, would they have eaten some PR like problems about it? Probably so. But like at the end of the day, they still didn't need to do that, and they chose to do that. And I feel like that was like a really great thing on their part, because it hurt them.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. Can I ask? Are you talking about when the quarantine kicked off and people couldn't come watch? You saying that they didn't have to give people their money back because they couldn't come watch?
They refunded people's. They didn't just refund people's tickets. They refunded hotels. They refunded flights, like for almost just about every single person that attended. It wasn't just like, oh, here's your money for your ticket that you paid for. Sorry. They were like basically covering everybody's expenses for the whole entire weekend for each individual person. That's insane.
Okay. I can rock with that. Okay, so I didn't know that. I thought that they were just giving back the money for your registration to come. Yeah. I didn't know that it was for your flight or your hotel.
Unless I read it wrong and I'm misunderstanding. From what I understood of it and grabbed for, they refunded everything, like your expenses as a whole.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That sounds crazy. Yeah,
that's exactly.
That sounds nuts.
That's ridiculous. They could
now, of course, like they definitely needed to refund people's tickets, but they didn't have to go above and beyond and take that next step.
They didn't have to go above and beyond for sure.
So one of the things I have been curious to get to. This is we want it on each one of your sides. So like I want Sleep's view on Curtis and Curtis's view on Sleep. What are like some really good stories that you got on each other from events? Like good moments
on each other. Oh no!
On each other.
Oh no! Yo, Sleep, can I cook Jackal?
Oh, go ahead. Cook Jackal. Yeah, go ahead and cook Jackal. While you do that, I'm gonna have to figure one out.
Go and get one ready. I'm gonna go ahead and lace this one up. All right, so check it out, man. We're at CEO 2017. Sleep. Check me.
Yeah, 2017.
2017. Okay, we're at CEO 2017.
Let me get the tweet ready.
Jackal, I love you. Jackal, I love you, bro. I'm sorry. I got to do you like this because we have never told this story over all this time.
Oh, shit.
Anyway.
Oh, no, you kept it. Oh, no, something you kept under it. I think I met Jackal at this past KIT, actually.
Pretty boy Jackal. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Pretty boy Jackal. This story go feed to pretty boy Jackal right here. Anyway, so we're in the whip. So what we doing is we're driving around trying to figure out where we can get some liquor at because we're like, man, what can we do? When we go to events, like, we don't want to be in the venue the whole time. We talked about this last time. I'm like, how do you travel across the other states and just want to stay there and play video games the whole time? No, let's go do some shit, right? So we're trying to go find some liquor and find some shit to get into. I'm driving in the whip. My homie Pounds is driving, if I'm not mistaken. It's me, Pounds, Sleep, Jackal, Mac Main, and who? Was that it?
Yeah, that was it.
Sleep, Pounds. Yeah, okay. So that was okay. So anyway, So we're in the whip. We're driving around. We're trying to figure out where we're gonna get some liquor, doing our thing, and we are in a very sunny day in a neighborhood that looks completely normal to me. And music is playing. We were just having a good old time. And then all of a sudden, while we rolled to a stop sign, Jacko just randomly goes, "Man, get me out of here, man. We got to go back to the venue." We're like, "Yo, what are you talking about, bro?" He's like, "I'm not from here." He's like, "We in the hood. Take me back."
Oh no!
It wasn't even the hood. It wasn't nowhere near the hood.
Oh,
and the nice hood you can imagine.
It was like
I'm like,
this is Orlando.
Like, what? Orlando.
Orlando.
I'm like, Sleep. I'm like, yo, what? When he's doing this, I'm like, yo, what? I'm looking around the car. Sleep's like, "Jack, what are you talking about? There's an elementary right there." And then Jackal's still bugging, right? He's still bugging. And then Sleep goes, "Jackal, we are 5 grown beeps in a car. If we get robbed in a moving vehicle, we deserve to get robbed."
Facts.
Oh my God. Bro, that shit was so funny. Carry on. A lot more talking happened in the car, but that was so damn funny. Carry on to a week later, we in a lobby playing Injustice, and Sleep's telling a story about his cousin that liked to fight a lot, right? And you know what I'm saying? We talking about like, yeah, he Sleep's talking about like, you can't take him nowhere, man. You always got to fight with him. You got to back your boy up. And Jacko like, man, he's like, "Yeah, I know what you're saying, man. If your boy getting down, you got to get down with him." And Sleep said, "Jacko, what are you talking about? You afraid of a sunny day?"
No.
Oh my
Jacko,
God.
I'm so sorry I had to do that to you, bro. I'm so sorry.
Bro. That's pretty good, bro.
Oh my God. I can't beat. I don't think I can beat that.
I'm about to say, because like CEO wasn't even bad, quote unquote, until it went to Daytona. Like Orlando's a fucking retirement home area.
Man, I'm talking about that. That area was so nice. The streets was nice and smooth.
Yeah. Nice and smooth, no potholes.
I remember, I stayed at a hotel kind of far from the venue, and I would just walk over there. It's fine. Like what?
Jack, you don't know what the hood is. Trust me, that's somewhere you don't want to be. And that was a very nice, lovely looking hood there. Shit, I wish I grew up there. The hell?
5 dudes in a moving vehicle. If we get robbed, we deserve to get robbed.
I'm trying to tell you.
I love that he's scared of a sunny day, bro. Like, I don't think there's gonna leave him on now.
Man, that was crazy.
Fam,
but you got the best part.
That's a story for me.
One of the best part. Jackal was in the car, right? He was in the car. He was like, "Yo, let's bang some Jeezy." You know what I'm saying? Y'all know Jeezy, right? Jeezy like to drink. Jeezy like to smoke. You know, he was listening. It was like, then out of nowhere, he talking about some, well, I'm scared type shit. Like, he said, I'm not. He's like, I'm
switches
not
gears completely. Like,
I'm not. I'm like, nigga, you listen to Jeezy right now. You cannot be scared. And it's 5 black men in this car, in a moving car, and you want to listen to Jeezy. Nah.
Yeah, bro, I did forget, because that was later on in the drive, because we had our dad laugh about that. We was driving still, and Jacko tried to say something to Pounds, and then Pounds said, "Man, shut up. You the one asking to play Jeezy. You scared."
That's when you put on some Hannah Montana for him.
You cannot be playing no gangster music. You scared of a sunny day.
In Orlando.
I ain't even feel a lot, man. I feel hella bad, but at the same time, that shit funny, Jackal. I'm sorry. You did it. Own it. I'm sorry, G.
On top of that, y'all realize how close y'all were to Disney World?
Man.
You right next to the happiest place on earth.
Bro. Don't make it worse, bro. Don't do it.
It's just where my bro.
Bro, he didn't want to get kidnapped by me. He was gonna get snatched up. Missing post.
Donald Duck about to come out of the woods. Oh my god, dude.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pass on mine because I ain't got that one. I'm sorry. Only thing I can think about is at the crap table is when I met my man to the left, DJ. That's the only thing I can remember. We went crazy at the crap table.
Oh shit! Yeah, dude, I was so gone then. Oh my god.
I remember. You know what's funny though? I remember because I think you went. Mm-hmm. I don't remember the actual tale because they all connect.
Yeah.
So I know. I think it was like the Paris. I'm gonna say it was the Paris, right? And I think I was at the Paris or whatever, and I seen you and the other Crescent guys. Mm-hmm. At the $5 table, I think y'all was going crazy over there, and that's after I lost all my money on blackjack. And I want to get in real bad.
Yeah. I remember this
because my man's was rolling. Your homie, he was rolling for a long time.
Is he talking about Alex, DJ?
I think so.
I think that's his name. Isn't he like Asian?
Yeah, Alex.
That's
Devil Trigger.
Yeah, that guy was doing his thing, and he made y'all a lot of money. I was kind of sick because I literally just left the blackjack table because I was playing with Centrition, he's not Centrition, his brother, Paulo.
Paulo,
he plays
yeah.
Tekken. Yeah, he plays Tekken. And I think he made top 16, which is crazy. But
I remember that shit, yeah.
I just got done playing blackjack with him at that casino, whichever one that was, because it was connected. And I went over there and I was like, these guys going crazy over there. I didn't know it was y'all at first. All that shit.
Yeah, definitely.
We're getting hyped.
And I'm like, okay, let me see what's going on over there. I see these dudes busting ass at this table. I'm like, what the fuck? Sick. I was so sick, bro, because it was a $5 table Tuesday. We couldn't find a $5 table nowhere.
I'm nowhere
because you don't ever make money like that.
Find a $5 table.
Even though we don't play, like Zip can tell you, I play with $500 shit was fast as a motherfucker. Like we don't even play $5, but I like the option to put $5 down. You know what I'm saying? Give me
That's the best. You start at $5 and then you go crazy from there. That's the best.
It's like the warm up. It's the warm up. You let me put $5, then 10 rounds go, then I'm gonna put 500.
It just gives you more safety. Yeah. That's the way it goes. It gives you more safety. I like that.
DJ, were you at EVO with us 2018?
Maybe not 2018. I went this past year. I think I didn't go the year before that.
Bro, I remember we were making our way to bar fights, and it was me. I know it was me, Urban Flow, Brian, Lumen, and I cannot think of who else was with us. But we had somebody else.
Terry Lewis?
No, it was somebody else we had at the time, and then we were making our way to bar fights, and Urban Flow was like, you remember John, right, Curtis?
John, you're gonna have to spit some more for me.
He stayed he was in our room at CEO. He used to be the Karen player for us.
Was he the guy that slapped your ass up?
I mean, a lot of people
that's
motherfucking Lumen ass.
Okay, hold the fuck up. We're not about to do that. That's straight ball. That's not. But anyway, that was Lumen, and Mr. Lumen, you can include yourself in here real quick. Don't you ever fucking do that shit again.
He was trying to tell you to tighten up, bro. You're trying to tighten that ass up.
Let me talk about this real quick, because I seen
it. You saw it? Oh yeah, we got the...
I seen it from a 3D.
Fuck out of here.
You know what I'm saying? I seen it from an angle.
You got the bystander.
I don't know what they was talking about. You said his name Lumen, right? So Lumen, I don't know what he had to drink that night, or what he had to smoke that night. But my man's, he seen a target on Zip's back. He had to hit it. Until my man said,
oh my god, bro! He touched it. Hey, Curtis, he touched your soul, bro.
Bro, and then this it. What the fuck? Literally.
That's amazing. Holy shit.
My man's like the ghost left, like his soul just left his body. He's seen a raged black man ready to fuck him up.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
I know you didn't just do that.
So hard, I got offended. I was like,
it wasn't even my ass that I got offended.
What the fuck going on with Crescent?
Yo, he was sleep was on that shit for like a week, like 2 weeks after we got home from Vegas, bro. He's like, Zip, man, what's up with your boys, man? What the fuck was that shit?
I said, y'all having a colorful party or something.
But he was just trying to tighten you up, Curtis.
That's amazing.
He was just trying to tighten you up, bro. Hey, it worked.
Like, hold up, I don't know if I want to. Crescent, I don't know what's up with it.
Oh man,
dude,
that's a funny ass shit, boy.
Was Alex there too? Cause y'all was like y'all boys was fucked up. Cause Alex,
we were cooked that night.
Alex was like in Zip's face because Zip was fucked up too, and I thought they was about to make out. They was so close. You remember me talking about that too? Because he was like, "It's okay, bro. It's okay. Just calm down. He ain't gonna do it again." I'm like, "Damn, nigga, he close as hell." Yeah, bro, it's all good. We got you. We gonna give you a couple coupons.
We're gonna be fine.
I do remember that.
That was a night, man. That was a night.
I listened to him. I was like, "Yo, it's good, bro." He's still talking. Like, it's good, bro.
Wait, is he trying to calm me down?
He stopped talking.
Was he
he was trying to calm me down.
Because you were. Oh, man.
Oh, I was tight as fuck, bro. I was mad as hell.
It wasn't that rowdy. It just like his face reaction made him like he's murdered this guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, Curtis, I can't wait to see you again, bro.
You get that ass.
I turned from Alex, and he's telling me to break down. I turned from Alex, and I just turned over to sleep. I was like, "Oh, what the fuck wrong with these cats, man?"
I said, "Hey, man, look, I know what I got to do to join Crescent now."
Damn, wait, hold up.
Shit, some money come with that. Shit.
Depends on how you smack it, bro.
Oh my god.
Oh my.
Yo.
As usual, I'm Zip Master Flex and I'm out.
Man.
I feel like I gotta do that every fucking episode at this point. Hey man, it's been a good time. It's your boy Zip Master Flex. I'm fucking out of here.
Like, hey, what's up, event hubs? Like, oh my god.
Hey, bro, look.
The Crescent initiation process.
If you love your homies, you love your homies. You know what I'm saying?
Oh hell no, nope.
Hold on. So you take a boat for your homie, but you won't smack him on the ass?
Yeah.
Damn. All right. I mean,
what are we talking about?
This shit getting real X-rated.
So how did this happen almost 2 years ago, and I had no idea?
It's getting real.
I didn't know.
I remember that night. That was a funny ass night. I remember being like, wait. I was like, wait. I gave Sleep money. Hold on. I remembered in the morning. I was like, wait.
Yo, let me give y'all a breakdown. Lumen does it, and I'm like, this is different. I can't get too mad because he thought it was fun. If Sleep do that shit, we're fucking boxing. Because we're just cut from a different cloth, dog. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not how we play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you slap my ass. That means you else. You on a different tip. You know what I'm saying? You slap my ass in public too. You ain't gonna take me. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna buy me a drink.
Touching the ass.
He didn't even buy you a drink first. You know what I'm saying? Get you a pack of peanuts. He just went straight for the slap. I said, "Damn."
You said he went for the wind up. He was like,
Lumen, bro. He didn't give me no drink. He tell me he brought the dice before I rolled on the craps table. He helped me out nothing, dog. Just
you must have been wearing some tight ass joggers that night or something, bro.
Oh my god!
What are we doing in here, sir? What are we doing?
Okay, I'm trying to envision Lumen doing it, and the way Sleep did like the whole motion. I'm praying to God that's what it. I'm praying that's what it really looked like. I like he went through the whole motion, like he thought about it. He got to get the correct angle. He was like, all right, I need the 45 degrees to the west at this, get the temperature correct and everything.
You know what's crazy?
Let me tell you a little something. That shit hurt. That's what I was gonna say. That shit hurt. So motherfucker line that shit up. He definitely lined that bitch up.
I'm trying to tell you, bro. I was over there counting my chips. You know what I'm saying? Make sure I want to get back in the game. And I just see this man just doing a pose. He doing one of those poses where in a fighting game, if you get hit with this shit, you dead. He was doing
He loaded up a Tekken, like a Tekken unblockable, dude. He loaded up.
Little charge up.
Yeah, you key charge that shit.
Oh.
Hey, you were back turned and everything. You couldn't. You were back turned, dude. You took extra damage.
There for that.
I didn't see none of that shit, bro. I didn't see none of that shit. The way I'm leaning on my table right now, that's how I was leaning over the crap table. Like, what's going on with this bitch?
Everybody else saw it, but you were the only one that felt it. All right. So, anyway,
shit did mad damage, man.
Hey, that shit put him in a pixel.
oh God.
Hey, he was in rage.
He was in
But when I popped V trigger after that shit, I was like, what the fuck going on out here?
I said, damn, all right. Crescent boys get down different.
Yeah.
We love our homies, bro. I don't know what to say.
I see.
Hey, Lumi.
Hey, we are family. We are very comfortable with each other. Sometimes we realize
things get a little
gotta be
sometimes,
boundaries,
bro.
she get real.
The reason that
she get real kinky sometimes.
that is not what I was saying.
Definitely the original group, like the original group going into this, we've all already been best friends for years. Like me and DJ and Alex and Glenn, like we've been like
Louisiana
brothers
boys.
for a long time now. So like, I'm not gonna lie to you and say some shit like that ain't happened before. So I guess like there's that moment to where like we have to like remember like what is normal like for us to do and like nobody cared. It'd be funny, like you gotta watch in the heat of the moment transferring that to somebody else. Like Curtis enjoyed it, he just don't want to admit it right now. But he had to show up because it was in public. He had to be like, yo bro, like, but if we would have been in a hotel room, it'd be like, stop, man.
Oh shit.
So you're saying before I joined Crescent, y'all motherfuckers was slapping ass?
No.
That's all. I kiss my homies on the forehead good night, bro. I talk about boys.
This is why the podcast comes on at midnight.
You passed out. You look
shit.
You look a little cold. Let me get in there.
Let me button up. Shit.
Oh my god.
This. It's getting a little crazy up here. I'm getting,
I mean, dude, like, I remember CEO 2018. Like we all just like piled onto beds. Basically, at that point, like people started falling. Oh shit. It ain't the Truly's talking. It's there's a big difference.
Oh, my man coming up for real. Oh shit.
We just started piling on to, like, everybody was falling asleep and it was ranging from like some people were knocking out at 10 to people like me and DJ passing out at like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. And I remember waking up and like one of the beds must have had like, we didn't even sleep long ways in it. Like we all like laid across the beds. There was like 4 or 5 of us in one of the beds when I woke up. And
we had like 8 or 9 people staying in one room.
I'm used to it at this point. Like I don't really care if I wake up and somebody's like got their I'm moving away. But I remember waking up to some motherfucker decided it was a good idea to go to the beach and come in the hotel room and still covered in sand, hop in bed and go to sleep.
There was sand
everywhere. I was fucking livid when I woke up. I was like, yo, why I feel like I just rolled around in fucking sand all night.
That sounds real exotic. That's kind of
it was like Joe Exotic, but real. You know what I'm saying? I feel that.
Ooh-wee! Boy.
Crescent.
Oh, that shit funny.
Boys.
Our editor is gonna have fun with this one.
What?
Said our editor is gonna
Devil
have fun
Trigger
with this
hurt everyone
one.
with that sand. Devil Trigger hated everyone with that sand.
My stomach is hurting, bro.
Dude,
this shit is too funny.
All right, now
just one of the ones putting the fucking sand all in the room. He should have been yelling at anybody.
Oh man.
So sleep. Do you have a story that could rival that story?
I was not there for that.
No. Not at all.
I just want to make it clear. I might have added on, but Lumen was the ass slapper in this situation. Don't put this on me.
You got some kind of heat, bro. Cook with salt.
Yeah,
actually, you the one that just told that story. Actually,
yeah. I guess he kind of did already tell. I guess he did already tell the story, but
that's the only story that I can remember that was funny as hell. Caught me by surprise, like I was like, damn, that's how you get up in there.
I'm trying to think of other moments.
I was trying to get picked up, but I'm saying I gotta go through a whole initiation. play in the scene, hop in the bed with 4 guys.
Look. We might give you a pass, bro.
Shit, you know what I'm saying?
I put some respect on your name. I might give you a pass.
I'm saying they like.
Hey, bro, don't choke yourself with the top button, bro.
I gotta put this bitch on, though. Y'all might like this. Y'all might like. I like that. Put some sand on it. Put no sand on this.
God.
Oh my fucking goodness! Oh,
Curtis, you gotta be stop. Did you think that would
put this bitch on? No.
Did you think?
Oh, you got the tank top, boy? Oh, you showing too much? Cleave it.
Oh my god!
Oh hell no!
At that point of being in Crescent, you had already been on board for like a year and a half, 2 years, right?
Look here. If what you're asking is, did I not see that coming? Never in my days. let me lay this out. Never in my days did I ever see the moment coming where a grown ass man slapped my ass. Never. I never in my fucking days.
It's either that, or no offense, but white boys love to flick balls and shit. You know.
I'm Italian, bro. I know what you're talking about.
Okay, tomato on me. Shit.
Like I say, as a white male growing up, I never did that.
Oh, that wasn't the thing? Y'all punch each other in the ball?
Yeah, you never tickled the plot.
Hey. That's crazy.
I mean, that's never been the preferred target I've aimed for. I can honestly say that. So.
Okay, y'all more of an ass man. Y'all don't play with. Okay, I got you.
Hey, I'm definitely more of an ass man.
Okay, I understand that. All right.
Y'all ain't never.
What's your name again?
DJ. All right, we have beard.
DJ, you ain't never
beard in the angles.
DJ,
oh man.
DJ, you ain't never drew dick and balls on somebody's forehead.
What?
Yeah, that's a classic. White boy at a party.
He did it.
Yeah.
He did it.
Did somebody fall asleep at the? I mean.
That's definitely something that might have gone on in some of the old Rosebuds parties, but.
Let's see what that like. Actually, I ain't gonna say it.
No.
Maybe bag it. Oh man.
I done seen some shit, man. That's why I said I never go to sleep at no parties. 2 parties I never go to sleep in. Okay, I'm gonna tell you, choose one. Don't ever go to a Mexican party and go to sleep. Okay, number 1. Number 2, don't ever go to sleep at a white person party because they might drop their balls on your forehead. You know what I'm saying?
I have actually legitimately seen that at a white boys party in high school. I could not believe what I was seeing. I swear to God, I could not believe what I was seeing.
What kind of boys they got in Michigan, bro?
Oh,
they got some vanilla ices out there?
Nah, I'm just telling you. That's how it is. Universal.
Look, exactly, universal. My man's from another country. He from Detroit, and I'm from Texas. God. Like, come on, bro. We both seen it.
That but like, never mind. I'm not even gonna say it.
Boy,
look at that. Yeah, I want to hear this.
He know he had a couple balls.
I mean, bro, Curtis, you like 43 years old. That's a whole different generation.
That nigga do got a 43.
50-year-old beard. Damn.
Look, man. Don't play with your boy, dog.
My dude Curtis was in the arcade the day that they plugged in and revealed Killer Instinct 1, bro.
I believe that.
He was at the launch party.
That's wrong. That's wrong. Y'all wrong. Y'all wrong for that.
Funny.
That's for saying
wrong as hell for that.
That's for saying I drop balls on foreheads, bro.
That is crazy.
Hey, I'd rather be old than have my nuts ever touch a man's forehead. You got it.
You a lie.
White people crazy, man.
Boy, we going crazy tonight, and we look at.
I did not think it was gonna go this way, to be honest, at all. But hey, and in my defense, this is all from sleep talking about some ass slappings.
Hey, y'all asked me for a story.
You gotta blame Lumen at the end of the day.
That's the story.
Let's go.
Can we time Lumen out for 10 seconds real quick?
He's the
Put him in the corner.
He's already the mod.
He's the mod.
I don't even time him out.
Oh my God.
So a question I've definitely started thinking about over this time of talking. Where do you see your future in fighting games right now?
I'm hoping they drop another KI so I can dominate in that. If they keep the same engine, or it just have a lot of similarities to the old one, kind of like when MK they make a new game, but it still kind of like has the same feel of MK or NRS games. I can see myself dominating that like early on. And if they drop like another, pray on that. I don't know, man. I'm kind of just dealing with shit life right now, but I'm definitely gonna be in and out the scene. But I will definitely be taking gaming way more serious if it come up like Killer Instinct.
So
for sure.
In the situation that you do stay involved, but Killer Instinct 1, which I hope it doesn't, but it starts to die back down, once Corona and the pandemic ends, and offline is a big factor again, and they don't come out or talk about Killer Instinct 2 anytime soon. Is there another fighting game you would see yourself pursuing?
Currently, no. I played MK, and I played it for a good amount of time. I think I was right outside of top 32 in 2017. I lost to Rewind and some other guy to make it out of winners. And yeah, I don't know. I don't really see myself really playing anything else like competitively right now besides Killer Instinct. And
I feel
just
like
for the
that's
sport
it seems like a lot of Killer Instinct players, when KI hit its downfall, that was their go-to, was NRS, which kind of shocked me. I guess, well, for like a heavy juggle-based system game, I guess it made sense. But like Nikki was playing around and in NRS, you did. Even Curtis was starting to fuck with NRS games like that. Like, I feel like I saw a lot of Killer Instinct peoples make that way to NRS games. I was actually always wondering why.
I think that was a popularity thing of NRS, not a KI player go to. You know what I mean? Like, because I think that if an NRS game drops, like, who doesn't want to try it? Who doesn't want to play it? You know what I mean? They're really good, popular titles.
They're good at marketing.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Their marketing's huge. I think that's what that is.
And like the thing about where people go to Killer Instinct, like they come from Killer Instinct, they try MK, but like as other people that come and try like Marvel vs. Capcom, like when Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite came out, I wasn't playing Killer Instinct anymore because that's like my stomping grounds, and that was ridiculous. I just didn't travel, but like I didn't travel as much, and the game died so fast that I didn't get a chance to actually show out because I was playing with Jay Wong, and I was playing with what's that guy named Combo Fiend, and I was doing some damage. Like we was playing casuals and stuff because I had some really cheap stuff.
That was a Canada Cup, right?
Canada Cup, yeah. And I actually placed it very poorly because I was no complaints. I got my ass beat, but in casual I was wrecking shit. But yeah, I don't know why Killer Instinct goes to like MK, and I think what Zip said kind of makes sense. I mean, it's just new. It's a refreshing game to play, and then they play it a little bit, and it's like, this game is not as good as Killer Instinct. You know what I'm saying? This game is it's not as developed real as Killer Instinct has been throughout the years of countless patchings. You know what I mean? So, and this is for people that actually played Killer Instinct and understands the game and the mechanics of the game. They realize that this game is actually very accessible and it's very easy to understand. Well, let me stop there.
Yeah.
Once you understand the mechanics of Killer Instinct, the game is easy. That's what I should say. It's very simple.
Yes, in a fun aspect, you got to get past the barrier of figuring the game out. Then you're in the fun zone. Then you're like, damn, I really want to be nice. Now you enter a whole nother world to where that shit is super hard. That game, KI, is ridiculous at high level. Ridiculous.
And then you got the breaking system in the game. So no other game has that where you can just break people combos. You know.
Yeah.
And you can be baited for it's like rock, paper, scissors. You know, like, I guess not the same sense, but you can bait a break, you know, and that's a whole different element to a fighting game. You know what I mean? So the game is just unique. It's just a very unique game, and there's no other game really combat that. You know what I mean? So I feel like it needs to be a next gen Killer Instinct game. It has to be. It's so unique. And even if they put it like Xbox exclusive, I think it'll sell well as long as they promote it. They don't promote it and they just drop the fucking game like they did first Killer Instinct, and only way you found out about Killer Instinct is if you was looking for it. Like you was literally looking for it, and GameStop told you, hey, if you buy this this membership, this is like a silver membership, and it came with Shadow Jago, and they talked about Killer Instinct on that. But that's most of it. No one really knew about Killer Instinct. I remember playing Killer Instinct at a tournament, a FGC tournament, like I'm saying CEO Common Break. People's like, they came with a new Killer Instinct. So many people, so many times I've heard that
in season 2 and 3, bro.
That's crazy.
I'm like, that's how poorly promoted that game was. It's like literally word of mouth.
Fam, I would literally get done with a match and go outside to go smoke, and people would be like, "Yo, what are you playing, man?" I'm playing KI. They'd be like, "Yeah, I'm playing Mortal Kombat." Oh man, are you playing like in the classic room? You playing the old KI? Which one, gold or one? Nah, no, yeah. the new one. What are you talking about? It's crazy, bro.
Every time, bro.
Yeah. Yo, can I say this though? Because like, talking to how good KI is, don't get me wrong. I stand by my statement that season 2 is one of the best fighting games ever. I cannot go back on that, right? But when we get to this point and we're in season 3 and it's nowhere near as, it's amazing, but it's not as good as it was at that point in my eyes. Okay, let's get an opinion there. When we say, you know, you move on to this game, you move on to that game, and it's just not as polished, it's not as good, so you go back to KI. I just want to say that I don't think that the newer fighting games that come out are given love. I don't think they're great. Am I wrong in saying that? I don't think, because you got SF5 out and you got MK11, bro. Cut the shit, bro. That is not a great fighting game. Like, cut the shit.
It's hard to, it's hard to just genuinely, truly love like the modern games right now. Yeah. If that's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, you've got to love that game. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, in general, I don't think that fighters are coming out and they're bomb fighting games that will be remembered down the line. I think the games that we're getting at the moment are just
Blue
like...
was going to be that. But I don't think it is.
And I knew that was the hype. Definitely knew that was the hype. Get out of here.
I got so excited.
All I had to do was play that game and feel the button scheme, and I was like, this is what we talking about? Universal inputs? This is what we're doing? I'm good.
I got so excited to play it like early on, and then like I still haven't even touched the game. But like at this point, I've heard so much negative about it, and like it's so late. I've gotten to the point where like I don't even care anymore. Plus the character.
Once again, just as a fan of fighting games, I love watching it.
What, Grand Blue?
Yeah, I love watching it. I love watching it.
The only time I've ever watched it is when Doza and Shinku play. But I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I love watching Doza and Shinku play any fucking anime game. To be like real with you.
Got you.
Both of their play styles.
They're anime phenomenal. Players. They're ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, but what do y'all think about newer games? Like, do y'all think that they're coming out with that heat like they used to? Like, if you go back and you look at SF5, what the fuck is coming out that's rivaling SF5? I mean 4. I'm at 4.
It's about money. I feel like it's just how to make a quick dollar.
It's costumes, baby. Costumes.
I think the problem is that developers have turned it into a thing. It's like, oh, we have to appeal to the mainstream crowd, or we have to appeal to people that can't really get into these games because they perceive it as too difficult, and then it's resulted in what we get is like Street Fighter 5 and like MK11. I think it's harder to. What you're saying is like harder to like genuinely love those games and want to support it because like we've played it's harder for us because we played the older games that allow you to be a little bit more creative, I think, and then they have like KI has creative designs and there's more varied play styles, but these games seem to be intent on making it easier and streamlining it to where it's like there's less like room for you to stay in the training mode and find a bunch of interesting tech, and they're like the characters are more of like simplified like tools more so than they are like in Street Fighter 4. You could see people play the same character in a million different ways and like see all these unique situations and like for different normals and buttons, and then now I feel like Street Fighter 5 and MK11 are kind of similar in that like there's
it's cookie cutter.
It's not like the top tiers are really functionally well as tools inside the game, but they're not interesting. They're not like, they don't like you don't see like somebody pulling off unique, like interesting things, and I feel like it's like less creative. Like you can't come up with your own stuff.
Agreed.
Like you can't be like, oh, this Jackie player is like has like the most crazy pressure and setups. It's like no, all the Jackie players are like they're making better decisions and they're playing very well, but they're not necessarily you know they're being.
That's what makes Atlanta so great.
Yeah.
That's what makes Atlanta so great because you can just be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You literally can be.
Yes.
You cannot say, oh, that Maya plays like that Maya. You can't. You cannot say.
That's the coolest part about fighting games, in my opinion, too. Is that
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It really stands out. Nobody plays like you can't name no Fogor that plays like Nikki. There are Fogors out there, but it's not a Nikki. You know, and you know, same goes for everything else. And I feel like the thing about games now, and with Killer Instinct, they had a very extremely tiny budget to make that fucking season 2 and season 3. And now that lets you know how passionate these people were because they went up and beyond the expectation of that budget. You know what I mean? So if every developer thought like that or had that mindset like Killer Instinct or IG had, like we have a lot of beautiful games that we can actually like constantly play, and we don't need to just Injustice 1 next year and then Injustice 2, you know, back to back to like just the same.
You want a game that you can play for years and still like you feel that spark still of like
enjoy. Like I feel like you still can do that. You still can make games like that, and if you wanna make money, just make DLC for skins and you know for all that. Like we in the world now, it's all about DLC. So like I don't understand why make a game where it's just like Killer Instinct. You gave us a free game, and we had to pay for each character individually, or we could just buy the season, which was that was an amazing idea at that time. Cool. Like this is before like everyone started really doing it like that. KI was already on it. So
in the documentary, I didn't even know, fam. Like they said that they were the first fighting game to do that. I did not know that.
Like the free to play.
I had no idea. I had no idea.
Yeah,
that was genius. That was genius.
Yeah. But also it had it to where like you could just pay like what $3 for any character you wanted if you wanted to buy.
Yeah, you didn't have to buy the full game. Yeah.
Because, like, when I downloaded Killer Instinct for free, and I knew, like, going into it, I was like, I think Riptor is cool. I think TJ Combo's cool. But it had, like, it was a free, what was it, weekly? Every week it changed. You can, like, certain characters free.
Is it monthly? I think it's monthly. It might be monthly.
So I just said, fuck it. And I just paid, like, less than $10, and I bought Riptor and I bought TJ Combo because they were the only two characters that I really liked. And then Hazako came out. And I was like, yo, this character's fucking dope. I'm just going to go ahead and buy the character. Now, I didn't have too much fun playing the character, but regardless, like, I don't regret spending the, $4 or $5 on the character that I thought had an amazing art style to it. So, I think that was dope.
Yeah.
Speaking of Riptor, since you like Riptor so much, me and Zip literally just commentated a grudge match. Cinder and a really, really strong Riptor player, and this was like yesterday?
Yeah, I saw the tweets about it, but I didn't get to go watch it.
Oh, you should check it out.
That was yesterday.
If you like Riptor, you will definitely appreciate this Riptor player. He was playing out of his mind. Me and Zip was going crazy.
Yeah. It's just so enjoyable to watch. Yeah. Like there's so much going on. You like, if you're not a high level player in the game, like you watch it and you're like, dude, this could go any fucking way at any point. Like. The comeback system is fucking insane once you get to that certain level.
You're never really down and out in that game.
Yeah, you can always come back because you got that combo breaker system. And then instincts in that game is like is insane. Depending on who you are, and you probably like if you're like Rom and you turn the whole screen black, and then you taking potential damage as long as you're like in instinct, you can die and literally you can die like in 1.5 combos.
You like that shit?
Like, I hate that shit.
Curtis is
because he plays Rom. Rom is a fucking cornball, yo. He's a
cornball character. Huh? He just wait until he gets instinct, he pops it, and then you lose.
Bro, that's all he do.
He was definitely a Japanese player when MK11 came out.
Fam, he's a grappler, bro. That's what he does. He's a grappler, and then when he pops instinct, he does stupid damage.
Imagine playing against a grappler, but you can't see him. Can you see his body when he pops his instinct? Like,
no.
Not in certain costumes. Oh, I know Kerr's picking those costumes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Kerr's a scumbag, bro. He's trying to find all the in and outs.
He is a grappler with amazing buttons. Come on, now get the fuck out of here. He got +3 buttons and +2.
Damn, grappler with plus frames.
And long range.
Bro, he's fucking stupid.
That's what I think is cool about KI, though, is that they take archetypes and then it's just like...
They go crazy with them. They're like, shit.
Yeah.
Let's make a grappler a zoner, too. Type shit. Like, they'll do something like that.
Yeah.
But like,
I like Thunder. Thunder makes no sense. That character doesn't make any sense.
Like Conrad, like, he don't make no sense.
I'm not gonna shit on Street Fighter 5 because I enjoy the game and I don't hate it. Like, I think it's dumb that people.
I just like watching it.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy watching. I enjoy playing it. I don't like when people bash their main game because like it's proven that it's not gonna help anything. It's just gonna turn new players away from fucking playing the game, and that is in itself what causes scenes to die. Like, if you get on a game and play it every single day, if you have an issue with it, you had an issue with it. But you don't have to take to it and bash the game and because you're using your platform on people that are fans of you. Like, oh well, I don't even care if I haven't played it that much. This person said it's ass, so I'm not gonna play it. But like, so I'm not gonna say the game's garbage, and I actually really enjoy the game. But don't get it twisted. The game ain't like I could watch Street Fighter 4 for fucking 10, 12, 14 hours at a time. That game is just, I love watching that game. Street Fighter 4 is, I love it.
Yeah. Street Fighter 4 is pretty good.
I think the main thing...
You gotta talk to my son real quick, I'll be right back.
The reason I like 4 more than 5 is the speed of the game.
Yeah.
It was so much more fast-paced.
Yeah, I think, and then offensive pressure and setups and things like that were more varied. And I mean, 5 kind of turned into like, well, it's not as much now, but like Oki situations, like wake up situations where it's just like you have to guess between throw or meaty, were a lot of what people complained about, at least in the beginning. They like nerfed like throw loops and stuff like that, but I think there's just a lot more stuff in general like for you to work on offense, and that's what made it so much more fun to watch. I
think some of the only things with Street Fighter 5 that like I'd really like to see that they chose not to incorporate was like a true Rekka character, a true dive kick character, like more diversity. That's about it. I mean, there's obviously other things that can be like I would like to see improved, but it's not as simple as like adding, you know, if you want a true Rekka character, you can add Fei Long into the game, or if you want to incorporate dive kicks, you add the twins. Like, so situations like that you can literally solve by adding a character into it. Like other parts of Street Fighter 5, there's no simple solution to fix that. So it is what it is. We hope Street Fighter 6 comes out and that Capcom paid attention to the complaints throughout the years and are like, okay, well, let's do this different on this game and try to please everybody again.
Yeah, I just think it's just what's the unfortunate trend right now. It's just Japanese developers just think that the amount of time people spend, they just like want to shorten the amount of time people will spend to learn a game, and like they don't want to make games with like long combos and like difficult execution as much now.
Because they're trying to all these games are trying to make it easier for newbies in a sense. So like Street Fighter 5 at the beginning basically said that they were trying to make the game easier for a complete newcomer to pick it up. I don't remember what Smash it was, if it was the Wii U Smash or if it is the current Smash, but it was I saw an article that you boy who made it said that it wasn't intended to be like a serious competitive game. But even the current Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the dude at Activision straight up said that they made all these tweaks so that a lower level player didn't feel so discouraged and got more rewarded. So for having less gun skill and not as good movement as a top player, you were given a handicap crutch to be like, okay, well, this should put you on par with them.
And I think that is so stupid.
I don't like the mindset in that.
I think it's misdirected because I think there's different things. You can keep the games complex, but you just need to create more things within the game to make people feel better about learning and playing instead of like just making your game less fun for people who have played fighting games and like, you know, I don't know. I
think like within Call of Duty, I mean, they're already established. Like I don't understand why when you want to keep your hardcore, diehard fans, you know what I'm saying, at bay, you end up actually really hurting your game significantly, trying to make it more noob friendly. You know what I mean? Like we know what Call of Duty is. There's no sense of you know, tweaking it and making it a shittier game because you know it just makes no sense to me when developers are already established and they try to do something like really spontaneous like that. So. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I stopped by. I mean, I was a huge Call of Duty fan, but I cannot even. I used to buy them even though I know they're gonna be trash, and I said, Zip can tell you, like I buy all the Call of Duty because I'm just such a fan. But it's like, why now? Like y'all just keep making shittier and shittier games, and I'm just not gonna support it anymore.
So I hate to like drift off of our overall topic on this, but like, so I've been involved in Call of Duty for a long time. And like, and right now, currently in Modern Warfare, the two big things that are going on is the pro players have 100% said that this is without a doubt the worst Call of Duty that they've ever played on a professional level. By far, like no ands or buts. Spawns are terrible. The maps are terrible. The meta for this game, definitely since they switched to 5v5 instead of 4v4. There's only two guns in meta. If you're an SMG player, you're playing MP5. If you're an AR player, you're running the M4. There is not a single other gun. People have tried to bring other guns into meta, you get fucking smoked. So it's a two-gun meta. It's been a two-gun meta for this whole time. They're still completely reworking the game days before major tournaments. But some of the, like, one of the biggest things that's like really pissing like every year you'll see pros retire because Call of Duty is all over the place. You know, like, just so let's start with 2015. We had AW, which was the introduction from like boots on the ground Call of Duty to jetpacks. Wasn't a true jetpack game. It's wonky as fuck. You hit a button and you like whoa. And then from there you go to Ghost, which was like a boots on the ground game but fast paced. Then you go to Black Ops 3, is like when they introduced like real advanced movement mechanics. Infinite Warfare was just straight up like fucking the year 2080 space shit. And then they go all the way back to fucking 1930 with World War II. It's like the game.
You forgot Advanced Warfare.
Yeah, that was the 2015 one. It was just like, they go all over the place. Like there is no players. Certain players can only play a certain style. Like some of your OG players are godlike boots on the ground, but they're not going to pick up on this advanced movement. That's a lot of the 18, 19, 20-year-olds picking up on that. But so basically, every pro player in the scene right now is like, I cannot wait for this year to be over. This game's fucking ass. And you know, Call of Duty franchise now. So like now it's the Toronto Ultra, it's the Florida Mutineers, and the Chicago Huntsmen. They took the Overwatch route. Black Ops 4, the new Black Ops game got delayed. So they just recently heard rumors that there's a possibility for the second year of the Call of Duty franchise next year, instead of playing Black Ops, they're going to have to play another professional year of Modern Warfare, which is the first time that's ever happened. On top of that, so some of the biggest names in Call of Duty were like, "Yeah, if that happens, I'm gone. I retire. Easy. I don't give a fuck. Take my paycheck. Take my sponsor. I'm done. I'm not going to be here." And you gotta be really.
You know what I think?
Bad for that.
You know what I think? It's a fucking franchise, and you're. I don't even want to go into it. Shut the fuck up and play the damn game and get your next season done. What are you talking about?
Man, then you don't want to lose.
It's not like you're playing for no money. It's not like you're going and winning $500. You're playing in a franchise. Shut the fuck up and play the game.
Yeah, but so like, and for champs this year, since it's only 12 teams, what they announced was first place is walking with $2 million. Second place is walking with $1 million.
Yeah, I think if there's that much money involved, right? Yeah, but like,
your bottom three teams are leaving with $0, and that would have been okay if it would have been the normal route to where only set amount of teams qualify for it. But you got your teams right now like Toronto Ultra, who I mean, we're fucking in week 9 of tournaments, and they've won like 2 matches the whole entire season, and they auto qualify for champs. So they've had a terrible season all season. They could go to champs, get lucky, and win, even though that they haven't. They're like, you got Chicago Huntsmen, Atlanta FaZe, and them sitting at the top 3 of the board with like 580 points, and Toronto Ultra is sitting in dead last place with like 80 points, and that team gets to go to champs and gets a shot at $2 million. It's just
let me ask you a question.
A lot of money.
Let me ask you a question. Do those guys have salaries? Right?
Oh yeah,
they do. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, bet.
Yeah, that's a lot different than the fighting game community.
So they're still making money. Right?
Yeah.
So they're still making money. And then you go to champs. Look, G, bro, it's a business, bro. If you're going into it for esports, then shut your ass up if you're trying to bring your little personal, I don't like where I'm spawning at. No, shut the fuck up. Like, if you have a salary and you get to champs and you get your ass bust in champs, nobody got lucky. You got your ass bust, and now you don't make no money from champs. I'm sorry. Like, what are we talking about?
But see, that kind of goes against the argument we had the other day, though, when we said that like, not everybody is here for the esports side of it. There's still people like they said they had professional Call of Duty players.
If you're on a franchise team, you're there for the esports.
I mean, because
if you're on a franchise team, you're there for the esports.
But you want to compete. All right, look at the IDOM situation. Everybody got mad at IDOM this weekend that he decided to go play in the Capcom Cup online. But at the end of the day, like, I understand why people were mad at him, but he doesn't care. All right, there was no money on the line. That shows he didn't give a fuck. He wasn't playing in this event because there was money. He was playing an event because he loves the game and wants to continue to play in it. Like, it was either he plays in this event or he doesn't play in it at all. He wasn't in there for the fucking money. He was in there because it's his only opportunity to truly compete in the fucking game. So, like, at that point, where do you draw the line?
Yeah.
For the money. IDOM was there for the love of the game.
I mean, when there's that much money involved, I guess it's kind of different. But at the same time, I could see myself like, I don't know how much money would it take to really make me like dedicate myself to something I'm not having fun with all the time. You know, it's kind of, I don't know.
And
let me answer that for you right
quick. Like, should I really be forced?
Hold on. Let me answer that for you right quick. What do you do for a living, bro? Where do you work?
I'm a game tester.
You asking me or Dylan?
Both y'all.
I test video games.
You test video games. You personally told me that you hate that shit.
I do. Absolutely.
All right, DJ, what's up?
I work for the city. I work for our library system.
Do you love that?
No.
But you get up and you go do that shit, don't you?
This guy got bills to pay.
That's not. Yeah.
Okay. So if you're playing in a franchise Call of Duty league, shut the fuck up and play the game, because you're getting a salary, fam.
For some of these players, a lot of these players have gotten salaries for 8 years now. That's not like they're fucking hurting for money. That's why I wanted the London player.
Yeah, I don't think they necessarily have to.
I'm not hurting for money.
Drop your ass out of the league and stop. Like,
but he doesn't want. They don't want to because they love the game. They want the game to be better. They're pushing for like.
Yeah, as competitors,
will not respond. It's the same thing as Capcom.
As competitors, you want the games to like resemble something that you initially got into the scene for, right? Like it's just a different thing.
I can rock with that. If you're
playing a different game,
I can rock with that.
And you're just like, this is whack, and like this is not really what I started with, and like then
it's
you're
kind of like season 1, season 2 killer.
yeah.
3.
And you're like,
3 is like, oh, I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah.
Imagine like the old heads in Street Fighter.
I feel you, but I feel like it's come to a point. It comes to like.
But that money.
We can't compare any FGC, right? We can't compare any FGC thing to the money that these guys are making. And I'm not saying that you can't have an opinion, but if it's a talking point, if you're bitching that much that it's a talking point to where the devs have to worry about you, the player that's making money off of their product, like they have to worry about you making it where they can't get sales. They have to worry about you making it where they can't get sales because you're shitting on it with everyone else that's making hella money off of them. Having an opinion is one thing, but talking about it, never catching your breath and continuously talking about it and putting them in the grave, like putting their product in the grave when you're continuously eating off of their product, that's bullshit. Yes, hate the game, do whatever you do, talk about it in your spare time with your homies. But if you're on a franchise contract, shut your ass up. I'm sorry. I mean that's just my take.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. I mean, it's like two different worlds.
I think it speaks volumes. What you're saying, I can see both sides on this one. This is just one you have to agree to.
I think it's just like there's kind of like two different worlds.
Yeah, because I can see the other side.
Yeah, I think it's like two different worlds. It's like, are you really? Are you just in it for the competition? Like these are competitors. Like they're focused on competing, and on the esports side, like should they care about how much money, you know, whatever the developer is making when they're in it to compete and like enjoy themselves playing? I don't know. There's like two different sides, like the company itself trying to make money, and then like the competitive side is kind of disconnected. I don't know. I think you're saying that you should just
Okay, but let me ask you. Okay, so let's take it to some NBA shit. There's a few players that you can hear talking about certain things in interviews, right? Okay, they'll be like, some people talk about how over the years the rules have changed and it's too soft and this and that, right? Certain players say those kind of things, but they also go out every night, play their fucking game, and still give the league love because they love that game and they're still doing what they want to make that money, right? When we're talking about a franchise Call of Duty player, they're going out there and they're playing their game, and then they're doing nothing but like Dylan. Are they giving love at the same time, or are they just shitting on it?
No, they're saying they love Call of Duty, and like this isn't what like I think. Keep in mind that some of these players, like the 27-year-old players, they've been professional Call of Duty players since Black Ops 1. So they were in their first like 4 or 5 years of the golden era, and have, you know, like I said, you hit Advanced Warfare, everybody hated, and then you hit Ghost, and it was like, oh shit, bring me back to Advanced Warfare, and then you hit Call of Duty Infinite, and was like, oh my god, this is fucking terrible. So like, they were in the golden era from day one, from the takeoff of Call of Duty Esports, and then like the games have only gotten worse. So this is like, how many years can you completely relearn a game that is even worse than the previous year? Like definitely when you like, some of these players have been like professionals in this exact game for 11 years, devoting their life to it. After a while, it's like, dude, how was the game so much better in fucking 2011 than it is right now in 2020? It's fucking mind blowing that we're moving backwards.
I think it's the
which
same
that became
in a lot
the
of
issue that it franchised in a game in the year that like Activision decided to give like no support. Like if you go watch any of like the stuff that happens to them, people are getting screwed because like the spawn system's messed up. So like there's sometimes enemy teams, you'll have spawn A, but you'll kill somebody, and all of a sudden, something's since the spawn system's messed up, the person you just killed spawns right in front of your face, right immediately in spawn A. Just because the maps are just, some of these maps are just not designed. So then, like recently, they were like, okay, we're gonna actually try to listen to the players. So they were like, okay, well, everybody, not only the players, but the viewership is like, domination's fucking boring. Literally every time you watch a Call of Duty event, when it goes hardpoint, search and destroy, domination, when it hits a domination, viewership drastically drops. It's a boring ass game mode nobody wants to watch. So they pulled some of the top name players to Activision. They were like, let's talk about this. Maybe we can remove domination. All the players were like, please, let's get rid of it. Let's find something else. A week later, we've decided not to remove domination. Why the fuck did you pull all the players there? And it's like Matt said, you also can't compete. Yeah, like Matt said, you can't compete at a game at the highest level if you're not enjoying the game. Like, say Punk woke up tomorrow,
you don't have that extra motivation.
Street Fighter 5 is garbage. Yeah. Why should I sit in this chair for 10 hours and try to be the best?
I can say that, I've experienced that as a fact in the past few years, like trying to get good at like MK11 and stuff. I just like don't, like at the end of the day, like after I'm done with like casual session with homies and stuff, I'm like, do I want to just open up training mode again and look into something? You know,
hell no. Hell no.
Exactly.
You ain't gonna find shit. You ain't gonna find shit in training mode.
No.
Find some shit that you see everybody else doing.
The same shit.
There's no point even
laughing. Polish that shit
up. You're saying
ain't no point laughing KI. I mean, not KI. Sorry, MK. because you literally can just go right online and find it. That's optimal.
Yeah, you can watch.
No-
you can
no
like watch
style.
some tournament footage. Yeah, that's what we were like saying before. Like it's
That's
just
why I
like
stopped playing it, because I'm a person that I love to be in the lab,
Same,
and I love
yeah.
to create my own type of style and my own originality.
Mhm.
But like in MK, you can't. It's strict. This is how the game's gonna be played, and
Yeah.
you can't change how we want you to play it.
there might
okay?
be a few setups here and there for certain characters. Like I guess there's
Yeah,
Delora.
that's
There's like
about it,
Delora
but-
with like bug setups and stuff, but there's not like
Yeah, nothing in depth, nothing that's like kind of like it makes you feel like you're different from anybody else, and that's why I don't like it. It holds you back from your full potential.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what I was saying about fighting games in general. I just feel like everything is just this cut and paste. Here's a fighting game, and then you watch one top player do a combo, and now everybody does that combo because you can go to lab and literally never find a more damaging combo. And if you do find something more damaging, it is not practical. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And that's another.
That's
That's
just
why
how it works.
I love Marvel vs. Capcom, because you have your own originality.
Mhm.
And KI was that next step for me. And we need
Yes,
more
sir.
games. If they didn't bring another KI out, they need to drop another game that has some type of like originality to it, and you can be creative, and you can go in the lab and you can be you. Like you look at Zip. Zip play Omen completely different from Skate Nate. He plays completely different from Truth or whoever plays Omen. And it's good to see that, because you will really know who you fight. Like you will not be like, oh, this guy must be a Smurf account on Zip's account, or it might be Zip on a Smurf account.
Right.
Yeah, that was like the coolest things. Yeah, like talking about Street Fighter 4. Daigo played Ryu in a different way. Who's it, like XSK Samurai plays Ryu in a different way, like in Street Fighter 4. What's his name? There's that crazy Japanese guy Jiobin. He was in like all his like highlight videos where he would just like mash
Jiobin, that boy, nice.
Dude, yeah, he would just like mash GP at the most crazy times. He was like the most like aggro nuts. You could never put him down. Like,
that's the reason I've been a fan of Shin for so long, because of that same reason.
And then there's there's John Choi style Ryu in Street Fighter 4. John Choi beat Daigo's like when he was not that great at Evil Ryu yet. Like John Choi just beat Daigo with like low forward fireball. Like it was like amazing to see that. And there's just like different play styles can exist within different characters. And then now it's sort of like systems are limited to where it's like, yeah, I guess it's cool that I could learn like 5 different characters in a week and be decent at them, but like it's not what makes me motivated to play at the highest level.
I mean, sleep tired.
Yeah, sleep.
We just hit 2.5 hours.
I'm starting to ramble about shit.
I'm
definitely rambling.
I'm like, it's 2 a.m. in the morning. Y'all motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's 2:30 here.
Shit, we about to be in bed in a minute. We all gonna get in bed.
Yeah, dude.
I'm gonna get my blanket right quick.
With the
So
same
the toy was 2 hours. I think with Rob, we hit like
Rob. We hit
3
3 hours. Yeah, we got to give a disclaimer to people.
Y'all went crazy on that motherfucker.
Bro,
I had
into
in the
it,
middle.
Oh yeah, wait. I remember. Yeah,
that
you left.
Yes.
And we subbed Luminen for like the last 10 minutes or so.
Oh no, it wasn't 10 minutes because I was laying on my couch and I was like, let me pull this shit up. Y'all motherfuckers was talking for like an hour afterwards.
Have one of those ready for me as CEO.
I got you. I got
hell no.
I think this would be
that's going on the stick, bro. Have one of those ready for me as CEO.
Pause.
Yeah.
But I got you.
Hey man, it's been great. It's your boy Tim.
You know, it's time to hit that cut.
But yeah, this conversation about modern fighting games and stuff. Is
Hey,
like,
what
I don't know,
CEO you
conversation
gonna go
like
to?
that.
It might be shut down still from the pandemic.
Oh yeah.
I really
December.
I really have faith that
December.
December it's gonna work out, bro. I really have faith in it.
Okay, that's a bet.
We all gonna come home from that motherfucker and motherfucker die in this bitch. Hell yeah.
At this point, I don't give a fuck, bro. Just give me that one godlike weekend, bro. I don't give a fuck.
Hey.
Let me have that one last godlike weekend.
Hey, me and Zip talking about doing a motherfucking trip to Vegas, just
Hey,
off the strength.
Go for it.
Absolutely about that life, cause
But we
like
talking about soon. We talking about like in a couple
yeah,
weeks.
yeah.
We're not talking about next month. We ain't talking about a couple months. We talking about probably next month.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
I'll tell my job tomorrow. See you later.
You feel me? We can go hit them crap.
Oh hell no, ain't nobody quitting shit. I ain't quitting shit. I'm just going on the weekend. Look.
I already told you, I just quit my motherfucking job because I told they try to give me a pay cut, like because of the layoff. Like I ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Just because you short of money, nigga, they ain't got me. I'm short money. What the fuck you talking about? I'm gonna holler at y'all. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. They try to play.
Hey, real talk though, I ain't even finna lie to you. We need to go and ramble because I gotta go to work in the morning. We gotta quit doing this. We gotta quit dragging this motherfucker.
On Sunday too. That's the worst. Y'all do it on Sunday. Knowing niggas
Sunday
gotta work
night.
in the morning and shit.
Well, sleep.
Hey,
Really
let us know where we.
out, bro.
You have Twitch and Twitter. Sleep. Let us know where to find you.
Yeah, you want to plug it?
Oh yeah, you can follow me at F3Sleep. You know what I'm saying? Or you can look me up on Instagram at Hollywood Sleep 313. Go ahead and follow me there. You also can go crazy in my Cash App account. It's gonna be Sleep 313. You know, with the money sign. So please
put that down in the video description.
Go crazy. Go crazy in my PayPal too, because I don't discriminate.
God.
Oh my God, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
We appreciate you taking your time.
Anyway,
yeah, we do appreciate it. I mean,
I gotta go to work in the morning. Hey, fuck you, Sleep. Hey, man, it's your boy. It's your boy.
It's been fun.
Flag, so I'm about to get up out this bitch.
Hey, I'm about to take a picture.
Hey, look at her, boy.
Come on.
Hey, look at her, boy. What's up?
But it's been fun, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. If this is your first time tuning in to the podcast, we obviously have a good time. We get wild. And yeah, we're going to have all sorts of different players from across the FGC and other esports as well. So give us a follow, and we'll be on every Sunday night.
Good night, y'all.
We gonna catch y'all next time, man. I'll holla.
All right,
Bye-bye.
Yeah.